All right, dude. Yo. Cool darn. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome in. Coach, what's up, man? Dude, how's it going, brother? Chat, hope you guys are doing absolutely incredible. Hope your week has been amazing. Well, let's just head on over to our scene, man. Yo, so good to see you all. Sona, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome in. Gosh, man, it feels like it's been ages. Feels like it's been forever. Feels like it's been forever, man. But here we are. We're all moved in. We're out here in North Carolina, man. It's wild. I didn't think I'd ever live on the East Coast. I've now successfully lived in every time zone in the United States, which is kind of cool. You know, coming from mountain time in Utah, now we're here in North Carolina. We're on Eastern time, so I'm in the future. It feels like it's weird, like, you know. I remember it was always like weird for me being back in like California, and like hooking up with like streamers and creators and viewers like on the East Coast. It's like a 3-hour difference, you know. So it's like it's a huge difference, you know. It's a huge difference, huge difference.
I summon forth. I summon forth. Myself, Kaiba Man. I summon forth. Myself.
Why do we have the alert playing over and over and over?
I summon forth.
Alerts just break. The alerts just break all the time. Every time they like you get used.
I summon forth.
I'll fix it. I swear, dude. Stream Elements is the worst. It's the worst.
I summon forth myself.
It's the worst. This is why I switched over to the other one before. Because it doesn't do this.
Myself, Kaiba Man.
It just spams the alerts, man, over and over and over and over. It's only Stream Elements that does this. FYI, if anyone ever wants to use YouTube, don't use Stream Elements, but it's garbage.
I summon forth myself, Kaiba Man.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it.
I summon myself.
I think I have to just like restart OBS. 1 second, guys. I think it's just screwed.
I summon forth myself, Kaiba.
Okay, I fixed it. I fixed it, man. That was obnoxious. Sorry, guys. Oh, make sure to smash the like button, by the way, when you're coming in. Please and thank you. Smash that like button, man. Smash the thumbs up. Trips, what's up, dude? Okay, Synchron Explorer, though. Thank you so much for the 17-month channel resub, bro. Kaiba Man, you're an absolute legend, dude. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that membership, dude. 17 months, man. Crazy. Actually crazy to think about that it's been that long since we started doing like the YouTube, man. It's kind of wild. Dang. Chibi's in the house. What's up, Chibi? Good to see you. East Coast, best coast. I hope so. Let's see. I hope so, right? I hope so. Man. Okay. There we go. The chat like lagged out for a second. Sona says, yeah. Oh, I'm in your time zone now, Sona. That's right. That's right. Larry, what's up, man? Dude, good to see you, man. Yo, Vladimir, what's up? Me and your friend are trying to get into Yu-Gi-Oh after a long time. Was thinking of either GOAT or Speed Duel. What do you think is better for Yu-Gi boomers? Definitely GOAT, I would say. Vladimir. Good to see you, by the way. But I would say GOAT. For sure. Goat's a blast. Goat's a blast. Trip says, how's the weather out in my neck of the woods today? Thunderstorms. It's been thunderstorms since I moved here. Like, as we were moving here, we drove through, oh man, I don't know, a good 120 straight miles of just thunderstorm. It was nonstop. It was nonstop. And then it cleared up. That was like, as we drove through the entire state of Missouri, it was just thunderstorms. And then getting into the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina, it was all thunderstorms. And then thankfully it wasn't as we like finished the rest of the trip. But yeah, very wild, I would say. Very, very wild. Probably some of the worst weather I've driven in my life, man, outside of like some bad blizzards in the past. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Oh, you got the thunderstorms out there too? They're just like all over the country right now. It's just like thunderstorms. Just now it's just crazy. I mean, they haven't been like sticking here per se, you know, like every single day. It's like they just like come and go. A little thunder, lightning here and there, some raining, and then it stops, and it's just the clouds just kind of roll through. So it's not like storming per se, which is nice. But yeah, that was pretty wild. It was definitely an experience for sure, especially like having, you know, like my wife behind in her car, because she had the dogs, you know, she took the dogs in her car, and I had just all of our stuff in my car, you know. We'll say I love my Dadmobile. I just got a brand new car before we moved. I bought a Volkswagen Atlas SEL trim. Thing is so nice, man. Yeah, it's a great car. I'm loving it so much. My first ever SUV, graduating to the dad life. Even, you know, my baby's not here yet, you know, soon, a couple more months, but yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, it was kind of like scary, you know, to like always be looking back like, oh man, like hope they're okay back there, you know. But we got here safe. Got here safe and sound. We got here safe and sound. Vladimir says a lot of thunderstorm in Europe as well. Annoying. That's wild. It's just like thunderstorm. Like the world is just in a non-stop thunderstorm right now. I wonder why that is. See any tornadoes? No, no tornadoes. Thankfully, no tornadoes. Thankfully, no tornadoes. I don't think they come this far out, you know. Although when we were driving through Kansas, there was like a huge storm behind us, and a few times I was like kind of nervous, like because it was like super windy, man. It was super windy, and I was kind of nervous, like, oh my gosh, man, is there like gonna be a tornado that pops up, you know? But thankfully, no tornadoes, man. Only the dust tornadoes in my Yu-Gi-Oh decks, you know. Speaking of, though, I've been looking at the local scene here for Yu-Gi-Oh. Big shout out to one of our YouTube channel members, Deli. Actually like hooking it up, man, adding me into like the Facebook group for North Carolina, and I've just been like connecting with like stores and duelists around the state, and it's a big scene, man. Like I knew it was gonna be big, like much bigger than Utah for sure, but I didn't expect it to be this big. There are a lot of stores out here that play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like every day of the week you can go and play somewhere. So eventually I'll go start like checking out the stores. You know, hopefully they'll be cool with me like videotaping in there and doing like some like footage, you know, like vlogs or whatever, like showcasing their store kind of thing. And then like maybe, you know, go to play at some of the locals from time to time around the state. But yeah, it's a huge scene, man. These stores do everything too. They all do Yu-Gi-Oh, they all do One Piece, they all do Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, Magic, you know, they do everything here. It's very, very, very big. You know, it's also a state that gets YCSs a lot for Yu-Gi-Oh. YCS Charlotte, YCS Raleigh, those are very common. So They also have really big regionals out here in North Carolina and South Carolina. So I'm really excited to play Yu-Gi-Oh out here and meet a bunch of duelists out on the East Coast, man. Pretty sweet. Did I check out the 501st Garrison in North Carolina yet? I have not. I actually don't have any of my armor with me, so I wouldn't be able to help them anyways, or troop at all. All I brought was my tank trooper helmet. That's it. Everything else is in storage. We didn't take much stuff with us in the move because we are not here for a long time kind of thing. This is more of a short-term kind of thing. So we only took like a small amount of stuff. Just the essentials really for me to do my stuff and for us to live and like prepare for the kid, but it's really it. So no armor. no time for the 501st. Maybe some Amanda stuff for sale there because she collabs with stores now. Oh really? What should I look for? What should I be looking for? What kind of stuff is she doing? Also, I finally figured out how to do this, how to get like the chat on the screen for you guys to look at for the YouTube, and it actually shows like all your guys' your badges and everything, and it actually shows the channel emotes. If you are subscribers, it actually shows the emotes when you put them on. Speaking of, we put a new emote up for Jazz, one of our channel members, the guy who's like, every time he's here, he just like gift subs and super chats like a madman. So you guys give him a little catchphrase called Jazz It Up. So he has his own emote now in the chat that you guys can use. So definitely keep your eye out for the jazz emote. It's there. You can use it. You guys could use it if you're there. It is. Yeah, Sona found it. It's Chaz Princeton, and I had them do like a, you know, like the like red eyes kind of thing from like an anime, like going bonkers kind of thing. I think it was very fitting. Very fitting. Yeah, there it is. Sona found it. She found the Jazz It Up emote. Hopefully we get to see Jazz tonight so he could use his own emote for the first time. But guys, definitely guys, make sure to smash the like button as you're tuning in. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, man, like you guys can feel free to ask me any kind of questions as well, by the way. You know, I kind of just want to like spend a little bit of just stream today, just kind of talking, catching up, answering questions, etc. You know.
I summon forth myself, Kaiba Man.
All right. Get some hype in the chat for Coach coming in with that Kaiba Man subscription, man. Thank you so much for joining the channel members, Coach. Bro, let's go, man. Gotta get some emotes in the chat for Coach. Do it. Let me see those emotes, man. Thank you so much, man, for becoming channel member, Coach. Big love to you, dude. Thank you, man. Big love to you, brother. You see Umbreon? Oh, there's two Umbreons back there, actually. I brought two of our Umbreons. Both of them were actually gifted to us. One of them was gifted by Chibi Changa, and the other one was gifted from Synchron Explorer. So two of our Patreon homies gifted over those Umbreons, and they've been with me ever since. You know, I love those. Umbreon's my favorite Pokemon, you know, so gotta have the Umbreons represent. Yeah, I tried to just take like the simplest things that I could decorate with. So I took like one of each of the old booster boxes, my Rescue Rabbit, the Umbreons, my favorite helmet, and then my gold Charizard, shiny Charizard card that my wife had custom made for me that has like our, you know, like stuff about like our relationship on it. And that was it. That's all I was able to kind of like bring and put here. Everything else is stored away until we move into our next part of our life, you know, and get like a big studio again. But for now, this is what we're going to be rocking with, and I'm happy with it. I really like this. I think it looks really clean. It's simple. I think it gets the job done, and it's going to serve us well while we're out here in North Carolina, you know. Yeah, and the alert didn't break, man. That's true. That is the truth, man. It didn't break. Did not. DJ Jazzy Jeff. That's right. Umbreon is living the good life. They sure are. Both of them. Both of them are. But yeah, man, it's been a interesting experience, kind of like getting accustomed over to the East Coast and to obviously the different time change. It's crazy for me, like when we wake up in the morning, I think like, oh man, like all of my friends on the like other side of the country, it's like 2 a.m. for them, right? Or 3 a.m. You know, it's the middle of the night, and over here it's like the sun is up. You know, it's I mean, I used to live in Europe, I used to live in Israel, so like I'm used to being like quote unquote in a different day per se than like the people in the North America. But now it's like I'm still in North America, I'm still in the US, but like I'm quote unquote in the future. No, it's weird. It's, I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess. I guess if anyone in the chat has lived in the East Coast and the West Coast, maybe you can kind of relate to what I'm talking about. Being like this 3-hour time difference is kind of wild. 3:44 a.m. game, let's go. That's right. That's right. Man, that's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Oh man. But guys, it's been a really cool like first week here. This is officially our first week here. We got in here on Lexi's birthday last week. So we actually got to celebrate her birthday here at our new place, and you know, the dogs are doing good as well. I know some people were like messaging me like on Discord and Facebook and stuff, like asking about how the trip's going and like, you know, can't wait to see you again, and how are the dogs. The dogs are doing good. Penny is having a more harder time transitioning over to being where we are, you know, because we're in a much more like bigger area. There's a lot more people here in general than there is in Utah, especially like where we're living. So she's kind of, you know, got these like moments of feeling scared and timid and unsure of like the sounds and like all the people and things like that. So you know, she's trying her best, if it's say that. Whereas Marlon is I think he's doing a lot better adjusting to the changes. I could bring him in if you guys want to see the dogs. I'd be happy to bring him in. They're probably just sitting right out the door. I could bring in the puppies. Little Chippy and Chopper. I'm sure they'd love to come see you guys. Definitely Penny. I know Penny likes to hop up. Release the hounds. Okay, let's grab them. Let's grab them.
Mic off, battery low.
I got Penny. Ugh. Penny's here. Marlon might join us. Yo, there's Jazz. Jazz, we were just talking about you, man. Your emote's up. Your Jazz it up. It's there. Your emote is there, man. It's Penny. That's not the same room. I couldn't bring all that stuff with me, man. Come on. Cut me some slack, dude. Not even Blue Eyes. Hey, there's an LOB booster box back there. That's good. Blue Eyes is right on the front, man. He's right on the front. There's an LOB box right there. How you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. Here's Chip. Penny. She's so small. Oh, you want to say something, Penny? What are you going to say? Marlon, come here, Bubba. Marlon, come. I don't know if Marlon's gonna come inside, in here. He's like out the door, but he's not like joining in. I don't know what his deal is. All right, I'll let Chippy go. I'm sure she'll come back. Love these, man. All right. But definitely, guys, make sure to smash the like button as you're tuning in, please and thank you. Smash that thumbs up to the moon, man. To the moon. Just lost in a GIGAVI smear to arguably the best plant player online. How'd that make you feel? Good, I hope. Were you guys doing a mirror? Doing GIGAVI smear, right? Yep. It's getting the supervised first. Oh man, unlucky. Oh, you guys have that big Edison tournament tomorrow in Utah. You guys have that big Edison tournament. Of course, they hold a huge tournament after I leave. Kind of salty about that. They're giving away like a quarter century secret rare Gores and Tragodia for first place. Second place gets a ghost rare Dark Arm Dragon, and then third and fourth get like a bunch of secret rare staple cards. You know, like Torrential, Solemn Judgment, Mirror Force, and so on from like the legendary collection Yugi and Joey's World. So really cool. Kind of sad that I'm not gonna be able to play that one, but I did hear that there is. How am I gonna change the music a little bit? Something more a little slower, maybe. And I did hear that there is a huge Edison tournament here in North Carolina on Saturday. They're doing like a switch for first place. If I can get the time, I'm gonna try and go play it. But only if I can find the time, because our this Saturday's gonna be a little packed because we have to do some more DMV visits. The DMVs here, guys, honestly, are awful. That's my biggest complaint so far about North Carolina, is the DMV system here is terrible. I thought California's was bad. This one's pretty bad, of how they kind of structure stuff. So we gotta take like another DMV trip on Saturday with together. But it is in the afternoon, the tournament, so hopefully DMV doesn't take all day. I went there the other day, man, on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I got there before they opened. You know, they open at 7 a.m. I got there at like 6:50, 6:55, something like that. And there was already like a decent amount of people waiting outside. And I got there, and like Lexi and I were there together. You know, we got to like get licenses and all that stuff. And then like she had to start work for her new position the same day, same morning. And we got in the building after like half an hour. And then the line was just like wrapped around 2 times in the lobby to get to the door to like do the check-in. And yeah, Lexi was just like, I gotta go, you know, she gotta go to work. So I was just there, and 2 hours later, I finally made it into the room, into the actual DMV to like go and get a number, right? And then the guy was like, all right, here's your number, and you know, we'll see you in like 5 or 6 hours from now to get seen. And I'm like, what, bro? Like, what? And it was the craziest thing, man. You know, I'm used to like, you go to a DMV and you do a walk-in and you sit there for, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours or whatever to get seen. But I was not expecting like, oh yeah, you just leave and come back in like 5 hours or something. So yeah, that was so weird. I guess like they only see like a set amount of people a day at each DMV to get like a driver's license or whatever. And then after like they meet their quota, they cut it off, and everybody else that tries to come in just gets turned away. Because that's what happened on Monday. We went there just thinking, oh, we can just walk in at, you know, 10 in the morning to go and get a driver's license. And they were just like, oh, sorry, we can't give you one because we're at our quota today. We're like, what does that mean? Never been turned away at a DMV, man. What does that mean? But now it makes sense after like going through the whole process. If it takes 6 to 8 hours for one person to go from start to finish, I can see why they can only see like 200 people a day or whatever they said it was. Just so bizarre, dude. So bizarre. But Marlon smelling hair in my mouth. But because Lexi, you know, had to leave, now she has to go back. So, yeah. But yeah, hopefully it's quicker on Saturday. Like, I would like to go play that Edison tournament. That'd be really, really cool. It's actually really, really cool. So I got my Glad Beasts are all put together, ready to rock, you know. But Edison is really big here. Time Wizard in general, a lot of the stores here host it like multiple times a week. There's one of the stores out here. Forget which city it was. It's somewhere around Charlotte, which is one of the biggest, you know, cities in North Carolina. The big cities are Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Asheville. Those are like the big ones. And there's a store outside of Charlotte that does Edison and GOAT multiple times a week, and then also Modern, of course. You know, they do Yu-Gi-Oh like almost every day. Like, it's pretty wild. Like, I was looking at their schedule of like, there's so many stores in this state that do Yu-Gi-Oh, man. So many. There's so many. TJ, what's up, man? Good to see you, Mr. Yugi Collector. How you doing, man? It's good to be back. Thank you. Thank you so much. How have you been? But yeah, I'm super stoked, dude. I'm really excited to go like travel and check around the state, you know, because I've heard nothing but great things. You know, as we were like getting ready to move here, you know, some of the viewers on the channel that, you know, either have lived in North Carolina or currently live in North Carolina were like reaching out to me through messages like, bro, I can't wait to like see you in my state and play at locals. Like, this is the store I go to, and like, oh, this is when I used to live there. Like, we had like 40-man locals every week. It was crazy. And it was like, whoa, you know, it's pretty wild. Yeah, some of the people I was talking to today, like on Facebook and stuff, from North Carolina, they were just like, oh yeah, dude, we do like 4, 5, 6 round like locals, dude, like every week. I'm like, holy crap, man! Like, how many players do you have? I can't wait to go see that. You know, because in Utah, every tournament was just 3 rounds, sometimes 4, but that was very, very uncommon. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to go, dude. If the locals are like 4 or 5 rounds every time, that's cool, man. It's like playing basically like a mini regional every time, you know. But yeah, I got the rundown on the state, all the stores to go to and check out, especially the ones that like if you want to play sweaty or if you want to play Time Wizard, if you want to play casual, you know, people kind of just were like telling me the rundown of North Carolina Yu-Gi-Oh. But I'm very excited, man. Very excited. I'm curious to see how it stacks up to like everywhere else I've played, you know. Because I don't think I've played in North Carolina before. I've dueled in South Carolina a long time ago, but I don't think I've ever dueled in North Carolina before, so. TJ says Konami is mad that meta isn't as popular as GOAT or Time Wizard. I'm so okay. You guys, let's talk about this for a second. I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are. If you haven't seen, they changed the Time Wizard stuff again for Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like they're getting rid of the Time Wizard format as like a Konami sanctioned thing. I'm curious, like, what is your guys' thoughts on this, chat? Even if you're not a Time Wizard player, just kind of curious what you think about just Konami going in and saying like, oh, we're going to change it. And then they said they're not going to change it. And then 2 weeks later, they say, oh no, we're actually going to change it again. You know, what do you guys think about that? It's a huge hot topic right now around like the, you know, social media space for Yu-Gi-Oh. A lot of people are like talking about that. Obviously, there's a lot of people who are upset about it. Especially the people that are like really big into like Edison, GOAT, etc. You know, some of these creators, stores, players, and so on that just exclusively do that are pretty upset, and I guess for good reason, you know, right? It's a big change, you know. For those of you that don't know what is actually changing about it, they are getting rid of the old like mechanics of going and playing an old format. You know, if we go back and play Edison, we're specifically playing, you know, like March or April 2010, right? And that's it. That's the time that we're playing. That's the ban list, the card pool, the card text, the mechanics, the drawing on the first turn player priority on ignition effects, right? So what they're doing by updating it to this time travel theme, they're getting rid of all that stuff. It's basically just like playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but with old cards. It's really what it is. You're playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but with old cards. And even then, some of your old cards don't do what they did back then. So it kind of defeats the purpose of like going back to a quote unquote time wizard or time travel moment. Like, for me personally, a lot of the changes that they're doing with time travel, I don't really care about. The only one that for me that is a big deal is the erratas. Having cards do completely different things than what they did back in the day defeats the purpose of playing back in the day. If I want to go and activate Crush Card Virus, I wanted to do what Crush Card Virus did, you know, or Brain Control, or summoning YUGIOH Guardian, you know, like now YUGIOH Guardian can't even be summoned in Edison. Like there's like 2 decks that can even play it, right? Because you need a non-earth tuner or an earth tuner or something. Yeah, you need an earth tuner specifically to make it. And it's like there's almost no earth tuners that exist in the format. So very strange that they kind of change it. I guess like the community is going to take it on their hands to kind of like do it. I will actually say I'm going to start my own Time Wizard thing on the channel. We're going to start doing some content around Time Wizard, and I'm also going to start hosting events for it for you guys to play in that are like Edison players, GOAT players, and so on. Because I really am passionate about that stuff, and I would like to help the community of Time Wizards stay strong and continue to grow and like stay relevant and stuff like that, because it's what I like to play a lot in my spare time. Is I really love to play a lot of Time Wizard. I haven't done it on the channel at all, but I play a lot of Time Wizard on the side, a lot. You know, for those of you that were playing with me in Utah, you know, man, I was there all the time. I was pushing Time Wizard like crazy in that state, dude. Crazy, and getting a lot of people to come out and play big Edison tournaments and stuff. And it was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. But yeah, I want to kind of take that like same passion and energy that I did at the local level there, but turn it on to like the global scale and allow all of our community to play online and have fun, and you know, do remote duels with your, you know, actual real cards if you want, and also online. I'll do this with modern Yu-Gi-Oh too. I really just want to like play and let you guys play and experience, especially for those of you who don't have like a local card store near you. So expect stuff like that in the coming weeks to start firing. They'll be in my, you know, hosted through my Discord server. We just started a Discord server like right before I moved. So definitely join the Discord, just not only to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but also just stay up to date with like the channel and the community and stuff. We can get an invite link in the chat right now. Let me put one in the chat for you, for y'all that aren't in our new Discord server. I'll throw one in the chat right now. Boom shakalaka. There you go. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. They're good working your life away. Konami needs to go back to the basics and up their pricing. I agree with that. Konami is upset, Chibi says. Kodarn says, someone told me OTS aren't allowed to host old format tourneys anymore. Yes and no. We'll unpack that in a second as I go through the chat. Chibi says, but I kind of agree that it's hard for judges as it is. That is true. That is one thing. It's like having... We'll unpack that too in a minute. Maybe we come back to that comment. Trips is disappointed but not surprised. They're ruining it for the next generation and taking the fun out of playing the game. That's why everyone is leaving the game. Welcome back, Shawkane. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. How you doing today, man? Japan doesn't have this problem, so I don't understand why it's going downhill. Okay, so 2 of those comments I want to unpack. First one is Kodarin says, someone told me the OTS aren't allowed to host old format tournaments anymore. This is like a yes and a no. So OTS stores currently are only like tier 2 stores. So this is stores that can host OTS championships and regional championships. They are not allowed to host quote unquote sanctioned events for Time Wizard specifically at their stores or their tier 2 events. You can still run them though. You can still host them at your store. Konami's not going to come and say you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh in your store. You can still host them. You just can't run them through Konami's system. You can't just go and create. For those of you who don't know how tournaments work, you have a tournament software. And when you're an OTS store, you're linked in with Konami. You have everyone that plays has a Kasi ID, Konami player identification number. that gets typed in, shows their name, where they are, their points, because you get points when you win and play events, even if they're locals. And you get, that's how you get your OTS packs and all that stuff. So you can still run a Time Wizard event. You just can't run it through Konami's stuff. You know, you just do it on your own. There's plenty of like tournament softwares that work very similar. Like I used to run tournaments myself all the time back in the day, big tournaments, man, with like 100+ players in person, back in California. And I know very well how it works. And like, there's stuff that you can use offline, where you don't post to like Konami's like actual stuff, you know? So that is a way you can get around it. You can do plenty of things for people to do that. So it's not entirely gone per se. It's just, you have to probably work around it, you know, and do it a little different. But the other thing too, what Chibi says, it's hard for judges there's a lot of truth to that too, is Yu-Gi-Oh is weird in that the mechanics of the game have been inconsistent for the entirety of its existence, and rulings about cards and how they work are also inconsistent across time. This is one of the hard things about pinpointing and being able to do you know, like a quote-unquote secondary format in Yu-Gi-Oh, is because Yu-Gi-Oh is just so unique in that it's always changing. Even like if you go and play Edison, you know, like literally rulings from that tournament changed like a month or two later, a different Shonen Jumps, right? Like things just are always evolving in Yu-Gi-Oh. It's not like in like Magic and Pokemon where you can just be like, okay, we're gonna play Expanded for Pokemon. It's the same game as normal Pokemon. All the rules are the same. It's just you can play cards back to black and white, right? Or Magic, you can just play the different formats. The rules of the game are the same. It's just you have different card pools, right? Yu-Gi-Oh just doesn't do that because Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't designed with that in mind. Yu-Gi-Oh was always designed to be an evolving card game that just builds upon itself forever and doesn't shut things down and rotate cards out. And I think because of that, it just makes it so much harder to make retro formats like a thing, because judges have to know how stuff was ruled back in 2010 because they're not how they worked in modern, right? So it's frustrating. I can see why like a judge that doesn't know about Edison could get super upset, you know? They don't get paid enough. They don't get paid / enough stuff to learn a whole Actually, they did a what's it called? RBET. It's called a really big Edison tournament. There's a YouTube channel called E3 Edison who runs these things all around the United States, and they bring a lot of people. They bring anywhere from like 100 to 300 players. Like they're huge. And they hosted one at the national championship for Yu-Gi-Oh last week. It was literally just down the street in Indianapolis. They said, screw you, Konami, we're gonna run our own tournament down the street from you. And they capped out at almost 300 players in their tournament. And then everyone who couldn't join went and played Konami's one, who was still almost 300 players. So the fact that Konami missed out on the chance to have over 600 people in attendance to play Edison, which would have been the biggest Edison tournament ever in the history of the format, except the actual original YCS that happened in 2010, blows my mind. Like, right? That just blows my mind, man. And you know, those tournaments I've seen, they run really, really well, and they pay the judges really, really good. The guy said that they pay the judges double what Konami pays, because their tournaments are actually, you know, the way that they structure them, they're profitable. You know, they run them like a business. You know, in terms of like the entries are a lot more expensive. They're not 10 or 15 bucks or whatever, 20 bucks or whatever. They're more. I think they're like $30 or $40 or something, but they're like 10, 12 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a lot of playing. And then they give thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of prizes away. Plus they donate to charities while they're doing their events, which is cool. And then they pay the judges, and then they provide everything for the you know, the tournaments there. It's pretty cool. Like it's a great idea. And they do this for GOAT too, the GOAT Grand Prix. They travel all around the world and they host those things. And I'm not taking a jab at Konami of like, you know, get your craps together, but it's just because Konami throws great tournaments. You know, I've never played in an Ultimate Time Wizard before, but I've obviously been playing Yu-Gi-Oh forever in events done by both Upper Deck and Konami, and they're typically almost always just really, really well done. So it's just, I don't know, I'm just confused as to why the tournament structure wants to kind of walk away from that when it's really successful. It's really successful, you know. I think they could make some, especially because like from the Konami side, they have the giant cards, man. Those things sell for thousands of dollars on the secondary market. Those things are worth more than YCS prize cards for the modern game. You know, the like vanilla monsters you get, these Anotherverse cards that don't do anything, they're worthless. They sell for like $300, $400, man. But these giant cards of like Pot of Greed, Dark Magician of Chaos, Jinzo, you know, Rescue Cat, etc. Like they are so much money, you know. And it's really cool. They gave they had a Dark End Dragon one at the Nationals. They were supposed to give it away for the Ultimate Time Wizard, but they ended up changing it and giving it to an Attack of the Giant card. And they gave a Pot of Greed instead. And I know a lot of the players were kind of upset by that because some of the people actually like dropped out of the RBET to go play Konami's event because they said that they were going to give away a Dark End Dragon as the prize card. And Dark End Dragon was the actual prize card for Shonen Jump Edison. It was the last time that card ever was printed as a Shonen Jump prize. The last copies to be in existence were given away at Shonen Jump Edison in 2010. So it would have been like, oh man, you know, to like win a giant card version of the actual prize card from that event back in time would have been so cool. But they didn't do that. They gave it away to a hat tournament. 2014 Yu-Gi-Oh! That doesn't make any sense, man. But it is what it is, dude. Like you can't win, man. Really, like people can, you know, we can sit here, we can like critique it and complain about it or try to change it, but you just have to either accept it or just like try something else, you know. She just says we don't have many OG players left and don't really have anyone to teach next generation of the old style of gameplay. That's where the community just like if Konami's tournament structure wants to walk away from that and try and universalize it, okay, people will play it. I guarantee you their time travel events will pop off. They will attract players. A lot of people will play it. I actually know a number of Time Wizard players who are excited to play that format instead because they just really don't like priority effects. They also think a lot of the old cards are way too broken and think the erratas are more fair and more tame and changes up the whole like meta of the format per se. So I kind of, you know, I could see that like the time travel stuff, it will be played. It will have players. People will go and do it, especially if there's giant cards on the line. People will go and play for that stuff, you know, because it's prestigious, you know. It's not just having the card, but it's also the title of going and winning. Like I am the YCS champion of Indianapolis, right? 2025. Or as the YCS champion of YCS Raleigh 2026, right? You know, that title alone is priceless. And I think people will always value having a title of like a YCS champion over being like, oh, I'm the, you know, the champion of the Arbet that was in Chicago, or the champion of Pro Play Games in Las Vegas. You know, like cool, those are great big events, astute, you know, secondary stores that run those things or community driven things, whatever. But like at the end of the day, I think people do value being like a YCS champion over everything else. That's just my like 2 cents as like a player myself. Like I would rather be a YCS champion than the champion of an RBET, right? For like the clout, you know. I think that the title has more weight to it, you know. Like, oh yeah, I'm a YCS champion. You know, people are like, oh dude. Even though the RBETs are more competitive, way more competitive than the Konami events are, in terms of like sweaty player per se. Like more people go to those in terms of like the hardcore people go to those. I don't know. I'm just ranting, I guess. Konami is out to make as much money as they can. That's why they pump out all the new sets so quickly. That is another thing that's been kind of bugging me lately, is just product. There's so much product fatigue with Yu-Gi-Oh now. Like since I came back to the game 2 years ago, there's so many products. Like it just seems like every month they're releasing something. And it's like, it's expensive, dude. You know, I started my channel exclusively as an opening channel, and it was just like, dude, this is expensive. How do like, it's so hard for me to just buy every product, man. All the time. Every month to open up, you know? That's not why I shied away from opening products so much in this last like 6 months of the year. It's just because I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh again. So I wanted to share my experience. I'm going to continue to share my experience of playing Yu-Gi-Oh with you guys and like travel and play, go to events and stuff. Cause like I love playing the game as much as I like opening the cards. We'll do both. We'll do everything. You know, you guys know that like I want to do everything Yu-Gi-Oh on my channel. I'm not specifically a pack opening channel or you know, a meta deck profile channel or a tier list channel. You know, I want to do everything because I just love Yu-Gi-Oh, and you guys love Yu-Gi-Oh too. You know. We all love Yu-Gi-Oh together. The title of this is as prestigious? Really? You don't think so? I think I'm the total opposite, man. Like if I had a YCS versus a PPG tournament, I won the PPG and I got $2,000 cash. Cool. I won the YCS, I got a giant card and the title of I'm the YCS champion. I think that is just worth way more, man. Worth way more. The meta is just so ass right now. It makes you not want to go to events. I haven't played. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a hot minute. It's been at least a month since I've played. At least a month, almost 2 months now since I've played. I played Edison though. I played a lot of Edison while I was getting ready to move. I would go to every Edison tournament that we were hosting in Utah before I moved. Just because, you know, it's easier for me to like play Time Wizard for 2 reasons. One, because it just like almost never changes. It's very, very seldomly does it like adapt and change to the point where it's like you have to learn new things. But the other one is just like I lived through all those formats, man. I played those. I play the same, literally almost the same card for card deck that I played in Edison today that I played in 2010. Like my zombie synchro deck or my Lightsworn deck or my Gladiator Beast deck, they're literally almost card for card, carbon copy exactly the same as I played back in 2010. So it's like I just took the same deck that I had like in my box from back then and I just like take it to a tournament and play it now, and it's like nothing changes, you know? Whereas it's a little different with modern Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like constantly evolves every single event. Things change, you know. Buyouts happen. Some cards get really good again. Some cards get bad. Decks adapt. New sets. Blah, blah, blah. It's a big difference, but it's like, it's not a big deal for me, you know, to jump back into it. I feel like I did a pretty good job jumping back into Yu-Gi-Oh at the start of this year, you know, with playing Blue Eyes, you know. Because like, you know, we did pretty good, you know. I basically like won an OTS championship and like topped a bunch of other like big events around Utah and got you know, won the YCS Houston VIP qualifier, went to YCS Houston and almost got to the top cut. You know, I think I had a good little run so far this year. Just getting my feet wet again, you know. Pretty cool. They did a great job on Bonanza and Stampede, but we need more collector tins like in 2000s. I agree with you, TJ. They need to bring back tins, like actual tins, you know, like these ones, man. They need to bring back tins like these, man, that like have just like, they're just cool. They look good. They look good. They have nice things in them. Great promos, good packs. Like I'm so sick of mega packs, bro. I swear. I'm so tired of them. Mega packs are the worst. Literally the worst product ever. I know some people love them to death. I'm not a fan. I'd rather just have unlimited reprint versions of like every other set that came out that year. Like they used to. You know, you bought a 10, you got like 5 packs inside and they were each like a different set from the year, maybe doubled up or whatever. But no, we get like these mega packs that have like 500 flipping cards inside them, and then they're like, they shuffle the rarities around and short print the cards, and you know, you can't get anything that you want, you know, because it's like the set is huge, you know. Ugh, I don't know. I love the tins. The tins are my favorite things to open up, but it, like, the last couple years of tins, since I got back to the game, were just like too much, man. There's just too many cards in them. There's too many cards. Way too many cards. It's like, how are you supposed to collect this stuff? And that's like my biggest problem with the rarity collections. It's like, there's too many cards in these things, man. Like, how are you supposed to collect this stuff? It's crazy. It's just wild to me, man. There's so many cards. Although I really like the rarity collection sets. I really like Bonanza was my favorite one. That was the third one, right? That was rarity collection 3, the one that had like Trap Dust Shoot and Royal Oppression, and no, that was rarity collection 4. Rarity collection 3 was Bonanza, right? It had like LOB art, Blue Eyes, and Red Dark Magician, and Injection Fairy Lily, DD Assailant, Plague Spreader Zombie, stuff like that. I can't remember, bro. The sets are so big, they just kind of like blended together. Is that the DoD raw? No, but I do have the DoD raw. It's in my binder. This is the QCR one. This is the raw we use on the channel when we open packs. This is the one that you guys use your emotes on the channel for. If you're a channel member, you have your Winged Dragon of Ra emote, because we do have a custom chant that we give to the Winged Dragon of Ra, because this is my favorite god card, and Winged Dragon of Ra blesses us with godly pulls. It's the reason why I pull so hot on our channel. It's because of Ra, you know, not because of me. I'm not lucky at all. It's the Winged Dragon of Ra, dude. Straight up. It's the Ra, man. Yeah, if any channel members in the chat, you spam your Ra emotes, please. Spam your Ra emotes. The fire chicken must awaken. Please and thank you. They need to give us the same products as OCG. Lack of structure decks and more affordable play options, especially, is hurting the game. I agree. I think the OCG's product structure is really good. Not in terms of new players, but also just like as like continuing players. Each set, like a lot of the chase cards come in lower rarities too, so you can actually get them to play. But then they have higher rarities of them in the set to give value to the product. So if you do crack it and you get like an ultimate rare or like a starlight version of a card, it's like, bro, it's a pretty big deal, you know. But then there's also like a rare or a super rare version of Fuvalas in the same pack that you can get for like $5 or $10 to be able to just play Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And if you want to go and spend $300 on the QCR one, go for it, dude. Go for it, man. Bling out the deck. Look good. Make it look good. Yeah, arise, chickens. If those that you that would like to support the channel further have the ability to do so, you can become a channel member. Just click the join button in the chat below. It's like $1.99 a month to join up, and you get access to the emotes, all the badges, and then also you get like custom things you can throw on the screens all the time. On the streams and also on the videos. And you do comments on my videos, your badges and emotes can show up on the videos as well in the comment section, and you actually get your own special little like spot that says like Kaiba Man and then your comments there. It's kind of cool. Speaking of though, you guys that are channel members, you're gonna get some exclusive content starting this next week. Every week we're gonna do one channel member only video and one channel member only live stream, going over like a variety of different things that I do here, but like more so like on the collecting side of Yu-Gi-Oh and then the playing side, you know, because a lot of people I know that are on the channel members are more of the collectors, and they want to learn more stuff about like how do I collect cards, or like how do I buy cards or sell cards or whatever. So, you know, some of that stuff I'll share with the channel members for sure at some point here. But anyways, let me catch up on the chat here. Curtis, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Citizen Z, good to see you as well. Welcome in, man. Curtis says, well, look who it is. Well, look who it is, Curtis. It's truth. I'm just scrolling up in the chat a little bit. Chibi says, as a store owner, it's really taking a toll on us. Distributor makes us pay a month in advance for products. We just can't keep up. The new core set just came out. I know. That's the big thing, right? There's two big things. Is one, it's too much product fatigue, so it's expensive to constantly have to like buy product a lot. And then when you buy from distribution, you know, you can't just buy like a couple boxes. You have to buy cases at a time. Like you have to buy a lot of products. So like every, you know, couple of months, you're like spending thousands to tens of thousands, some people hundreds of thousands of dollars on products. And then the big problem right now with Yu-Gi-Oh is a lot of the products aren't doing very well in terms of like movement, you know. So it's like, it's part of why I haven't opened a lot of stuff on the channel in the last 6 months, just because like a lot of the new products that have come out outside of like the Blue Eye Structure Deck and Quarter Century Stampede were a big turn off to me. They just didn't seem attractive enough to want to go and buy, to open up, you know. I did want to open up Monster Mayhem, the Battles of Legends set, but I just wasn't able to get a hold of any locally before I moved. But I do see that the product is very widely available, and they are very low in prices because people just have so much because they can't sell it. So I'll probably get a hold of some to do, because I do want to pull the Blue Eyes White Dragon chibi art. I think that card would look really sweet in our collection, especially our Blue Eyes binder. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool, really cool. They're actually doing more chibi arts in Korea. They're getting chibi arts for a bunch of other cards. I'm trying to like remember which ones it was. It was like Dark Magician and Black Luster Soldier and a couple other ones. There was like Buster Blader, I think was one of them. There's like 4 or 5 other ones. And then I know in November we're gonna get a 5Ds product here in the TCG. It's basically like those legendary decks that came out a number of years ago, where they have like 3 different decks in it. And then each of those decks has like, it's going to be like 1 character each from 5Ds. So the one that they showed so far is Yusei Fudo. And then the other 2, I'm assuming one of them will probably be like, I would not be surprised if it's like Jack Atlas and Crow Hogan. I would not be surprised. I think for reprint value, those would be the best ones to do, because Crow Hogan is Blackwings, and that is like the thing to play. If you play Edison, is like the best deck to play is anything Blackwing related, and all their cards. And some of their cards are pretty expensive still because they just don't have reprints. So that would be a good one from Konami's point of view if they want to support time travel or Time Wizard or whatever. Print some Crow Hogan. But each of those decks is going to have a chibi artwork of the ace monster of the character, and also a token that is the chibi artwork of that character. So they showed the Yusei and the Stardust chibis. They look really cool. And then they're going to put like meta relevant cards in there as well. They said that they're going to put Molcharmy, Meows, and Infinite Impermanence in there, which is kind of cool. You know, Meows is a really good one. Be cool if they put all the Molcharmies, like 1 in each of the structure decks. Like 1 gets Meows, 1 gets Prulia, 1 gets Fuvalos. That'd be beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. But yeah, that comes out in November. So it's a little ways away. Comes out quite a ways away, but should be a cool product, dude. I really like the legendary decks. They had really good value, just overall. They're just good, and not just for like playing, but just for like anime. Like if you're an anime viber, you just like to collect anime cards or like your characters from the show, those products were always great. Always really good. Always good. They did one, you know, for Yugi. They had one for Joey. They did one for Kaiba. They had one for Zane. They had one for Yuya. Forget who the other one was for. They had one for the Nordics. They had one in one of those. A bunch of them, bro. They're really good products. They're really good products. They're like $30, and you get 3 decks in there and good stuff, you know. So, and the Yusei one, if they do it correctly, it could also incorporate all of the new Synchron cards that are coming out in Japan a month before that. Because in the fall, Japan is getting a starter deck for Yusei Fudo, and he's getting a bunch of brand new cards, like just brand new, never before created Synchron cards for like the Junk Synchron, Junk Warrior, that stuff. And they're you know, supposed to be really cool. They've been hyping them up like crazy in the OCG. So hopefully they bring those over to the same product in TCG so we can get those. Kind of cool. Gotta run, says Kodarn. All right, man. You have a good one. Good to see you, dude. Where's your Dark Magician girl, Chibi? I don't know. Gotta tell them to print one. Watch, they're gonna print it as like a prize card. Like, it's the best way that we could get people to come out for this chibis, you know. Let's do a Dark Magician girl. There you go. Oh, speaking of prizes, you guys see that they actually started rolling out the YCS stamped cards in North America? I started it at the Nationals. They were giving out like the prize cards that have like stamps on them. It says like YCS on it. You know, the top one to get if you get into the top, I think it's the top 8 of duelists, is Effect Veiler. And then there's like a Card Trooper at top 32. And then everything, just if you make day 2 and onward, you also get like a booster pack that has like one just random assorted card in it. And I know the big one to get in there is Blue Eyes White Dragon. I actually know someone that pulled it and they sold it for like almost $1,000 on the spot at Nationals. Like crazy, bro. Just a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you know, just because it has a YCS stamp. Hey, Marley! The puppies are here! The puppies! That's fine. The puppies can be here. These are from puppies. These are the puppies. Best chat. You think it's a Kiza? You think they would do a Kiza? Maybe. Maybe. Uh-huh. That's in the past, yeah. OCG is the best quality. Love all their products. That's why I love the speed duel thing so much, TJ. Those, because they printed them on OCG stock, so all their cards are just beautiful. You know, especially the like the secret rares and the speed duel sets. Those are so nice. Those are so nice. I love those cards. That's so good for the game because you don't get useless vanillas. I agree. It's really cool. I mean, if people are willing to spend almost $1,000 on a Blue Eyes, you know, I wonder what the Veiler is worth, you know, because you only can get the Veiler if you make like top 8 or top 16 or something. I wonder how much those are worth, you know, because Veiler is like also a playable card, right? Very, very playable card in the modern game. He's there. I can see Marlon. There he is. Yeah, best boy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll hopefully the second half of the products this year will be awesome. I'm excited for them. Like, I'll be honest, like all of the stuff that they have shown for the second half of the year, I'm excited about. You know, like obviously Justice Hunters comes out in 2 weeks. That set's going to be ridiculous. We're definitely opening that one. And then in August, we have the reprinted Retro Pack 2, which is crazy and amazing. We're absolutely going to be opening that. You know, I'm almost done master setting Retro Pack 1 that we opened on the channel this last summer. We almost completed the entire set, opening up packs. I'm missing only a couple cards to complete it. We're going to try and master set Retro Pack 2 as well while it's in print. And then after that is September, and then we get the tins. Very excited for those. And then right after that is the new set, Doom of Dimensions. And so far that set is looking really good for Japan. Really, really good. If they do the rarities right, that set will be really, really, really strong. If they put a lot of the cards that are being shown as really, really powerful as secret rares and not as like commons or supers, man, people will actually want to like rip the product open. And then after that is November, which is going to be that 5D set. So that's all the stuff that they have announced the rest of the year, but they're all good. They all look like really good products, you know, all things considered. All right, Chibi, you too. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. Always good to see you. What I think about the champion box coming out? What's the champion box? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up. Sorry, Penny, I gotta put you down, girl. I need my keyboard. Champion box. Let's see. Yu-Gi-Oh! Champion box. Oh, you mean the World Championship one? Is that the one you're talking about? That's coming out for the Worlds, right? They have like it's like the French World Championship pack, and like there's like old school cards in there that will have like the French flag on them as a stamp for Worlds 2025. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think those are kind of cool. I think it's a good idea. All things considered, I think it's a great idea. To do stuff for the World Championship for the stores, because you can't go to the World Championships anymore like you used to be able to. Back in the day, you just go to Worlds like as a spectator, and there was like side events, and it was a blast. I've been to Worlds 3 times in the history of the game. Not as a competitor, but just as a player, as a side event spectator, etc. And like honestly, that's the best events I've ever been to in my life for Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been Worlds. Each time I've gone, just absolutely a blast. So much fun. Side events, the prizing, like meeting players from all around the world. Like, it's just so cool. It's so cool. But they don't let you do those, and they don't let you go to them anymore. I don't know why. I literally don't know why they don't let you go to Worlds, like as a spectator, to enjoy the game. Like, because they would always do. They would also do character duels at these. You know, they used to do them at the US Nationals back in the day too. And then every Worlds, they would do character duels where they would actually have like the voice actors for the characters in the show. They would come out on stage and then dictate a duel in real time. Those were always the most badass things, like having like Yugi and Kaiba fight, or like Pegasus and Joey, or like Mai, you know, like Yusei, like all the characters just coming and like dueling and like getting the voice actors there, and like Yugi and Kaiba would like voice the actual like event. Like they would be there. They were like the masters of ceremony for the Worlds, Yugi and Kaiba. Like it was the coolest. There was the coolest thing. And it's like they don't do it. They don't do those anymore. And I don't know why, because like, you know, Dan Green and Eric Stewart, they're very active in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and they're always traveling to like stuff for like animes and collecticons and things like that, card shows, whatever, to like promote their stuff, you know, because they are literally, when you think of Yu-Gi-Oh, you think of those two guys. You think of Yugi and Kaiba, right? You think of those voice actors. You think of Yu-Gi-Oh, that's Yu-Gi-Oh. They literally are the living embodiment of the game. And it's just crazy to me that that they don't do that stuff anymore. It's like, it's crazy, man. Those used to drive so much just fun to the tournament. But Blazing, good to see you. I love your picture. I love that picture you have on your YouTube. It looks so good. Yeah, those were really, really, really fun. I used to really enjoy doing those at all of the big events. And it was also, they would always do them like around a time when a really cool new product was coming out where they could showcase that duelist. Like, I remember when Dark Side of Dimensions was coming out for the movie pack, and they did a duel of Yugi versus Kaiba live, and they showcased all of the new magicians, Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Like they showed all that stuff, man. It was like, bro, these cards are so cool, man. I want these. It was really hot. Like, that was so good. That was so fun to watch that. I was there live for that one. That was so good. How you doing, Blazing? How have you been? How have you been? This has been fun, man. I really missed being here. I missed everybody. It's been really fun just kind of hanging out and just chatting and catching up a bit. Big thank you to you know, to everyone that's come out and been spending time here. Definitely make sure to smash the like button if you haven't already, please. Then thank you, smash that like button. And also big thank you to Synchron Explorer for 17-month channel membership resub. And thank you to Coach Vader for becoming a channel member today, joining the Kaiba Man tier. Thank you so much for that. That was so kind of you. Yeah, dude, it's been really fun. Kind of getting all settled in here to North Carolina, you know. It's gonna be a fun experience, man. Yu-Gi-Oh is very much alive out here, from what I've been gathering from the players that I've talked to in this state. Yu-Gi-Oh is very much alive here. You never met them, but you've met Brian Drummond. Doing okay? I'm glad you're doing okay. That's good to hear. Okay is not the best. It's not amazing, but it's better than you know, anything else. So it's like, it's a win in my book. It's a win in my book, you know. Do I like Starlights or QCRs more? Honestly, like neither. I'm not a big fan of that rarity. Overall, I guess I haven't seen Starlight cards in person before. Like I haven't held one, so I don't really have an opinion on them yet. But you know, we'll be opening them pretty soon because the new products and the tins and stuff are going to be jam-packed with Starlights. Like they're like going to be just as common as a secret rare. So we'll get a chance to see them pretty soon, like crazy. So I get to kind of judge that a little more. But like I've never pulled a Starlight before. I have one of the old Battles of Legends sets here that will open on a live stream in a couple weeks. I have a half case of it that I got sent to me before I moved. And I want to try them. There's Starlights in there, like of Exodia and some other big cards. Like Yada Grasu is the one I really want to pull because Yada is one of my favorite cards of all time. So it'd be kind of cool to like pull my first ever Starlight being Yada Grasu. But yeah, in terms of like the QCRs, I wasn't a huge fan of the Quarter Century Secret Rare rarity. Like some of the cards look really good as QCR overall. But for the most part, the rarity doesn't catch my eye. Like they're too busy. Like when you play them in your deck, like I've never used a QCR in my decks, because they're too busy to me. They're too shiny. Like it's too much going on the card. It's blinding, you know, versus like, I love ultimate rares the most, but they just don't make enough cards as ulties anymore where you can have a lot of good ultimates. That's another reason why I love to play old Yu-Gi-Ohs, because like all the good stuff is in ultimate rare. My favorite rarities is ultimate rare, secret rare, ultra rare, and super rare are tied. I like ultra and super the same. They both just look good. And then every other rarity past that, it's just like they're cool, but I'm not like super particular in any way or the other over one or the other. But definitely ultis are my favorite for sure from like old cards. But I do love secret rares, ultras, and supers a lot too. Ghost rares are cool. I do like ghost rares, but I wasn't a big like collector of ghost rare cards, even though I have owned all of the good ghost rares at some point or another in the past, like Stardust and Black Rose and Honor Arc and Star Eater and etc. I've owned all those at one point or another. I don't have them anymore. I don't think I own a single ghost rare in my collection anymore. I wasn't the biggest fan of the rarity. They look really cool, but they're also really, really hard to like get to collect, you know, for the like long-term kind of thing, because they're just so easy to damage. Like the ghost rares are just some of the most easily damaged like cards out there, and you know, I wasn't super attracted to collecting them because they were always messed up. You know, they were always like really scratched or some like issues with like the hollow foil or something, you know. Very akin to like old Pokemon cards, you know. For those of you who collected Pokemon back in like the Wizards of the Coast days, like those old foils, they scratch so easily. Ghosts are very similar. You've never pulled a Starlight either? Well, I hope you get to pull one, TJ. Hope you get to pull one in this pretty soon here. Yeah, old ultimate rares are so nice. Those are really, really cool. Actually, there were some really good ultimate rares in that vintage collection that I picked up a few months ago that we showed on a live stream. I actually have all that recorded as a video to put up on the channel, so I'm gonna put that up in the next like week or so for you guys to check out that missed that live stream. Yeah, I got like a really insane retro collection off someone before I moved, and we showed it off really, you know, for a little bit on a live stream, and there was there's some crazy cards that came in that collection, man. And I'll make a video out of that one because I think I have all of it shot as a video as well. I just gotta go look on my drive. It feels like a blur, you know, like moving. You know, it's been like over a month since I've like done anything on like my channel because I've just been packing and prepping to like move and stuff, and how I've moved, and like I just like can't remember what I did and didn't record. So I got to go and look through like my drives of like what I have, because there was like a lot of stuff I had pre-recorded that was gonna like get put together to come out while I was moving, but then I just couldn't edit the stuff because I was so busy with packing. But to that note, I do have a lot of videos like already ready to go that I can start dropping this coming week, which is great because I have a lot of cool stuff I want to share, you know, that was coming through the pipeline. But yeah, it's got a lot of great stuff, you know, in queue. A lot of great stuff in queue. We also have some really good sponsored stuff that came our way that I'm ready to like share with you guys. So that's cool too. Those are always fun to do. Just like have other people or businesses or whatever kind of like showcase your stuff or like work with you on stuff. It's kind of fun to do that. You're starting to pick up collections yourself. They're great. I love picking up collections myself. I think it's one of the best ways to grow your collection as a Yu-Gi-Oh collector is to pick up collections. Especially if you're looking for like old stuff, you know. Sometimes you can really just find the most random things, you know, in a collection buy. They really are, what's the word? I guess a hit and miss is kind of how I want to play it. Buying collections is very hit and miss. Sometimes you find collections that people are moving and they're just like not anything what the person hypes it up as or advertise it as, rather. Versus like sometimes it's like the opposite, where like people say something and then you're just like, oh my gosh, you know, when you see it, it's like even cooler than you imagine. It could go both ways, man. But no, I'm really excited to just, like I said earlier, just kind of go around and start meeting people around North Carolina and like start seeing kind of like the player base and the stores, and really hoping that some of these places will be like really comfortable with me going in and filming, because I really want to film like stores and like duels and stuff like that. Like we did a little bit of that in Utah, but just like it was hard to do a lot of videos per se there because a lot of the players just did not want to have cameras in the store. It was always really challenging to kind of like get things going. You know, those big tournaments that we did like the live streams for were a little bit different, but even then there were people that like refused to like be on feature matches, which totally respectable, you know. But you know, I get it. It is different. It is different to like be on a camera, I guess. Or even if it's just like your cards, not even your face or your voice, or just your cards, but I don't know, teach their own. But yeah, hopefully some of the players at the stores here are like super like welcoming for that, because I really want to make content like at a store and kind of like show what's up. It's just you know, you got to make sure that like the people around are comfortable doing it. I'm not just gonna walk in with a camera and just like throw it in people's faces and be like, oh yo, what's up, dude? Like very respectful of people and their space and wishes and stuff like that when it comes to filming. I'm not a creator that's just gonna like throw a camera on and just walk around and prioritize my content or my agenda over everybody else, you know. That's just not my style. I know there are like some creators that do that, and they do get in some hot water because of that, because it is kind of quote unquote you know, rude per se. or invasive to just kind of like roll around with the camera and just like put it in people's faces who don't really necessarily want to be filmed. Especially if you're filming like a video that has an agenda of some sort, and then like they're going to be more inclined to like do what you want them to do if they're on a camera, because they don't want to look like, you know, like a bad person or like mean or whatever, or they don't want to support you, you know. I know there's some creators who have done stuff like that in the past and kind of got a lot of flack for it, because it is borderline throwing around, you know, like your weight to persuade people to do things for you without actually persuading them, right? Are you going through your collection to sell on Whatnot and move bulk and get more products for your YouTube channel? Whatnot. I forgot about Whatnot. I remember it was like early last year, they reached out to me and like asked me to be like an ambassador, kind of like how Ruxin does it, where he does those like streams and he has like the little code where you guys get like free money and stuff to like do a referral thing. And I did that for like a couple of the core sets, and it was just like, it was cool, but I don't know, maybe I'll try it again in the future. I don't know. For me, it was very just very different, you know. I feel like if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just do that on YouTube, right? Like, if I'm gonna like, I would rather just like, honestly, I'd rather just pre-sell stuff personally. Like, I'd rather, instead of doing it in real time, I'd rather like, because I would love to do rip and ships for people, but I would rather like pre-sell it ahead of time, you know, like people pre-order or something, or like they buy in on a box or whatever, and then we go live when we crack it for each person, and they have like an allocated amount of packs and stuff written down, and they have like their stuff is ready to go right away, you know. I would prefer to do that style myself. More like how PokeRev does it. If you ever watch the Pokemon stuff, that's what PokeRev likes to do. People buy in ahead of time, and then you go. I think Ruxin does that too with his like vintage product. I think they buy in ahead of time and then they crack it. I kind of like that formula a lot more, rather than like waiting there in real time for people to buy stuff, because it's a little more like, I think it's a little more aggressive. And then also for like the viewer experience, I've seen a lot of those like meme clips, man, of like Whatnot people that just like blow up on the audience because they're just like, hey, why don't you buy any of my stuff? And they just like go crazy, and they just like flip out, and they just start like cussing and stuff at the camera, and it and then they start like doing like scams and stuff to like pull money from people. They'll do like lotteries for like, you know, buy in right now for your chance to get this booster pack or this rare card, but there's like a limit. Like, if I don't hit the limit, I'm not going to do the giveaway. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, we didn't get the limit, so thanks for all the free money, bye. It's like stuff like that. I'm just like, man, that's crazy, bro. It's crazy to me that stuff like that just happens every day. You're probably gonna take your bolt to a big card shop in Louisville to sell more of it. Whatnot sometimes is a joke. I mean, a lot of this, it's a very hit and miss platform, in all honesty. Like I said, I've used it before, and it was fun. I had a great time doing it, but it's not necessarily my cup of tea, you know, in terms of like selling stuff. I would rather, like I said, I would rather pre-sell stuff ahead of time and then go live and crack it on my YouTube, right? Like, I'd rather do that. I just feel like that is so much more safer is not the word, but it's like kind of the sentiment, you know. Like it's safer as a buyer. But also I feel like it's just a better user experience at the same time. As a creator, and for me, like I feel like it'd be more fun to just like come in and you're like ready to rock already. Everything's just ready to go and you can just cruise. As opposed to the opposite, like I said, where it's like you're, because like there were some lull moments in those like Whatnot streams where it's like there was no one buying stuff and you're just like, well, what the heck do I do, right? Because it's like, it's weird, you know. It's I don't know. I mean, I do it like when I'm like doing like streams or like videos and stuff. You know, people are like, oh, join my Patreon or become a channel member. And it's like, yeah, I ask people to like, you know, invest into the channels or whatnot too. But it's different, I guess. But I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess. Hard to explain. But oh, since we're getting a little slowed down here. You buy from 3 streamers on whatnot? All for Yu-Gi-Oh? This is the first time I've ever done this on YouTube, actually. Like a chatting kind of thing. Like a just like an open chat kind of stream where I'm not like ripping packs or doing something. Very interesting. You do this on Twitch all the time. Back in the day, I would do this on Twitch all the time, just chatting stuff. I've never tried it on YouTube before though. I figured I'd give it a shot for tonight, you know. And I think for the most part, it's been fairly fun, you know, fairly fun. It's different for sure. Mostly sealed, huh? There's a lot of cool sealed stuff I'd love to get at some point to open up too. I know a big one for me is a booster box of Legacy of Darkness. I'd love to open one of those one day. It's my favorite set of all time. Just hard to find. They're very hard to find, and they're not cheap. It's a great welcome back. Well, thank you. Do you have a favorite set by chance for Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, do you have a favorite like booster set? Originally, I was gonna open stuff today. Like I had some boxes set aside, but then I didn't end up doing it. I was just like, I don't know if I want to like go through the hassle of opening tonight. You know, would have like other ones I want to open up different days. I'm glad I didn't though. I'm just kind of enjoying relaxing. Nice to be able to have you up on my main TV while I take care of chores. There you go, man. Taking care of business. Any 5Ds stuff? Ooh, 5Ds is great. There's some great stuff in 5Ds. Great stuff in 5Ds. I have some 5Ds packs. I have a sealed booster box of Extreme Victory. I do have a sealed booster box of Extreme Victory. It's got one of my favorite cards of all time in it, Tour Guide. One day I'll open that on the channel. One day. Maybe at like 10,000 subs or something crazy, you know? Because that's not a very easy booster box to acquire these days, man. True, yeah. You gotta move everything out, sort it, put it away, list it, you know. It reminds me, I gotta reopen my... Oh, I already did, never mind. I was like, I had to reopen my store, and I already did that. Did that a few days ago. Yeah, I think the main tin I would want to try and find sealed to collect would be the Jinzo one time. You know, I almost got one in Utah a year or so ago, but it just like came at like the wrong time. But hopefully one day I'll be able to get one because the Jinzo tin is my favorite, you know. Just because Jinzo's my favorite card of all time, but also just the story behind the Jinzo. I mean, like I have my Jinzo tin here. This is the one that my dad got me for my birthday back when that tin came out because he knew how much I needed and wanted Jinzo, you know. So I was like a pretty big thing for me as a kid. It's getting that tin, and now it's just like a piece of like me and my dad, you know, our relationship, you know, kind of embodies him. You know, I've been missing him a lot lately, to be honest. I've thought about him so much since I moved, and just thinking like, man, he'd really like it here. He actually used to vacation out here when he was a kid. He used to come out to North Carolina and vacation every summer with his families. But yeah, I'm gonna travel around and check out some of the places that he would go, you know, just to kind of like see like what he was seeing when he was a kid, what he would experience, you know, when he was here. But yeah. Ooh, the Joey Black Skull Dragon tin's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, those tins are good, dude. I have yeah, I've got, these are the 4 that I have from that era. I've got the Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Jinzo, and Summon Skull. Then I've got Black Rose, Goyo, Turbo Warrior, or Nitro Warrior. Yeah, Nitro Warrior. And Rainbow Dragon, and Blackwing Dragon. I think I have a Stardust tin. I can't remember though. Can't remember. But I've got a lot of these old like tins, man. But I don't have all of the tins from like the old 2002, 2003 era. I didn't get them all as a kid. I just got these 4. The Dark Magician Girl from the 2004 tin is actually the only card I'm missing to complete my tin like collection of cards. Not the tins themselves, but like the cards from that generation. Where they did like the 12 tins or whatever. I'm the only one I'm missing is Dark Magician Girl. Only card I don't have. And like I'm trying to find them in like really good condition, you know, like light play or near mint as possible. I'm not trying to get like busted copies, you know. But it's good you got those things around to remind you. Yeah, if that's true too. These all came from my dad, you know. They all came from my dad. You got the Dark Magician tin and the Dark Magician Girl tin as a kid. Those are so good. They're so good. The Cyber Dragon tin was cool too. I don't have the tin itself. I just have the Cyber Dragons from that tin. I was actually like, my second regional I went to as a kid was in 2005, right when C-Rev came out, and my dad bought me one of those Cyber Dragons for my side deck. Because I was like really like just trying to get one, but no one wanted to trade him because Cyber Dragon was like a god card, man, in old Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like crazy to think about, you know, like from 2005 up to almost like 2014, Cyber Dragon was a staple in every deck. Like everybody played it. 2 or 3 copies. Every player. Doesn't matter what deck you played, everyone played Cyber Dragon. Like it's a great example of just like a staple card, man. It just like stands the test of time. Like for that many years, Cyber Dragon was a staple, man. It's crazy to think about. Crazy, man. For almost 10 years, Cyber Dragon was just like a top tier Yu-Gi-Oh card. Wild. They just don't make cards like that anymore, dude. The only cards that really stand the test of time like that is gonna be like hand traps. Like they just don't make cards like that anymore in Yu-Gi-Oh, which is kind of sad. Like I can't think of any staple in the game that's like that good, like as good as Cyber Dragon. That's not a hand trap. You know, like Triple Tactics, Thrust, and Talent are cool cards, but they're not Cyber Dragon good, you know. Not every deck can play them. Same with like Lightning Storm. Like it's an okay card, but like meh. You know, it's not Cyber Dragon. It's not as good as Cyber Dragon. Especially once like Chimera Tech came out in 2008. Like, brother. Oh man. Cyber Dragon just became really good because like every machine deck was just scared. You could just summon a Cyber Dragon and just nuke the whole field, man. And just OTK with a Chimera Tech and Fortress Dragon, right? So good. Yeah. That's one of the main like reasons why I like to play Time Wizard myself. Is just to kind of like go back and remember those moments, or just like those cards that were just so integral to the game and so powerful, and just I don't know, it's just cool. It's just cool. I don't know if anyone in the chat is a Time Wizard player or plays any Time Wizard formats, but I love them, dude. I gotta say, I love them so much. It's one of the big things about modern Yu-Gi-Oh that's kind of lacking for me. It's just kind of like, as much as I love the game and play it and stuff, there's just not a lot of that like hallmark of old Yu-Gi-Oh in terms of like card design that just like sticks around and is relevant for a long time, you know? The good stuff is what, like, you know, we used to call it back in the day. Good stuff decks, good stuff cards. These cards are just good, you know? Just generically good. There's not a lot of those in the game anymore. Everything's archetype specific, you know? And then the cards that they make that are generically good are just like either way too good and they just get limited or like taken out of the game, or they're just like too generic, but they're not generic enough. I mean, they're too like niche, you know, or they're like extremely format dependent, you know, like a card like Triple Tactics Thrust. Like that's a card that you just can't play all the time. That's very format dependent, you know, in a format where cards that Thrust can search are valuable. You know, if you could search Dimensional Barrier or different dimension grounds, right? Stuff like that is like, okay, or Artifact Sanctum, really, that's good, you know, but not every format those cards are mattering. You know, right now, like I wouldn't say Thrust is a very good card right now. It's okay, but it's not really that good. Right now, dude, it's all about hand traps. It's all about Molch Armies. I don't know if you guys looked at any of the Nationals coverage for the US Nationals that just happened. Like, the Molch Armies just ruled the weekend. Droll and Lockbird and Molch Armies just ruled. That's literally what the game's just boiled down to a lot of the time. It's just like, how many Molch Armies get dropped on each turn and who's got Droll. It's like a big one, dude. It's a big one. I know there's a huge push right now for like people wanting to just ban Droll and Lockbird now out of the game. They're just like sick and tired of the turn skips, and to be fair, like Droll is annoying, you know. Coming from me as a Blue Eyes player, Droll sometimes can just literally turn my turn off and I cannot do anything at all and just pass, you know. And there's a number of decks that that's what the card does to you, right? They Droll you and you just kind of can't play. Turn skips your turn. So I can kind of see the like desire to want to ban a card like that. It's more so like it's a lingering effect, really, right? A lot of people don't like lingering effects. It's technically a floodgate, if you would, you know, it's a floodgate, right? It's a continuous effect that just continues for that whole turn, regardless, right? Unless you have called by. So I don't know, it's very interesting. I haven't played Modern Yu-Gi-Oh in a couple months, but I've been paying attention to it, and it seems like it's just like a lot of the players are really annoyed and just sick and tired of Malice, sick and tired of Rise Yield cards. But really, people are really tired of Droll and Molch Armies, man. I don't know. Do you guys think the Molch Armies were like necessary though? I know there's a big debate, like, will the Molch Armies, like, were they necessary evils to, like, kind of lower the ceiling of decks or lower the, you know, the combo-oriented strategies? Or are they a little too much to, like, kind of just turn skip players, quote-unquote? I don't know. Because when I look at it, it's just like, we don't have Max C though. I mean, it's the thing, like OCG has Max C, and I think they will always have that card. I don't think that card will ever get banned over there, and it just blows my mind that we don't have Max C legal. I know a lot of people will tell me I'm a fool and like you're terrible at this game. What do you think about why would you want to play Maxi? Garbage card, ugh, toxic. I love Maxi. I think Maxi's a great card. This is one of the things I love about playing old formats too. Tengu Plant and Hat and stuff, and like Redo. I like being able to have Maxi. I love that card, man. I love that card. I think that card is really, really good. But to be fair, like Maxi didn't stand the test of time as well as like some other hand traps did, because Maxi can be dropped at any time on either player's turn, regardless if you have a field or not. So that is one of the big things for Maxi, right? It's like I could go first, set up my whole field, pass, and then my opponent plays. They have to break a board and play through Maxi, right? I get it. It's kind of dumb. But at the same time, there's a lot of counterplay to Maxi. There's so much counterplay to Maxi. So, I don't know. People will complain about everything all the time in the game. You know what I mean? I think this is really come to learn when you play card games. Like, people will just always complain about something. Sometimes the complaints are warranted. Sometimes I think it's a little too much, but I don't know. I'm definitely on the train though that Malice needs to get out of the game. I'm on that sentiment for real. I think that deck is obnoxious and way too good and needs to be taken out of the game. And I know a lot of people now are just like upset with Master Duel because Malice just got released on Master Duel in full power, and it's like it's literally no contest, dude. There's no deck on Master Duel that can even come close to the power of Malice. Like, Malice is like in its own league, dude. It's in its own league. I don't play Master Duel myself, but I like look at stuff about it, and I see so many people just mad like about Malice on there. But I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, I do agree though that it is a silly deck. I'm not a fan of that deck at all. I think it's definitely way too good for what it is. Way too good. It took up like half the spots of the top cut of Nationals. It didn't win. You know, still to this day, Malice hasn't won a premier event in TCG. But boy, does it take almost all the top slots though. The deck just has representation. It just can't win because it has silver bullets. Like it's why I would never play the deck. As broken as it is, it has a lot of silver bullet cards that just tell you pretty much auto lose when they are played against you if your hand is not good enough to play around it. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of playing decks like that personally. Even if it's like the best deck in the room, I very seldomly have been a fan of like playing the tier 0 deck unless it's like so far way over the top of everything else. You know, some formats, yeah, I you know, like Dragon Rulers or like Pendulum, like Draco Pals or whatever. Those decks are just so far above the rest. Like, why would you not play it, right? But Malice isn't so far above the other decks where you could not play it, right? You know. But see, it's thing with Ryziel Tripso. Ryziel itself isn't as good. It's what's made the Ryziels powerful is the Mitsurugi cards that we have in the TCG. OCG doesn't have those. The Mitsurugi stuff is really over the, like, really works so well with the Ryziel cards. I mean, honestly, the Mitsurugi stuff is just really cool in general. I think that the deck is really good. Just it meshes really well with a lot of stuff. I was really liking a friend of mine almost got top 64 at this Nationals. He was literally like up 1 point. He had a couple too many draws. If he just had one more win over a draw, he would have absolutely made top 64. He was playing Mitsurugi Orchist. also with Fiendsmith in it. And it was like a really interesting deck. It was like a 50 card deck or 52 card deck or something. But it worked really, really well. And there were a lot of players playing Orcus with their Mitsurugi cards at the US National. And for good reason, too. They bridge into each other very, very, very well. At some point in the combo, Orcus will lock you into dark monsters, but all the Mitsurugis are dark anyways. Doesn't matter. And then Orcus has a ton of level 4 engines, so it's very easy to go into King of Fair Olymps to search access to your Habakiri to start your combos for Mitsurugi and stuff, right? So very, very cool, like bridging. And when you put the Fiendsmith in there too, it's really sick because it's just like super easy for both those combos to get, deck cores to get 2 monsters on the board to make Moon of the close heavens to then make Requiem to go into full Fiendsmith board. Really good stuff. Like honestly, she got a feature match on one of the last Swiss rounds, and it was really cool to see his deck just like come together, and like, gosh, his end board was just unbeatable. Like there was no way to beat that end field because like he ended on the 2 boss monsters for Mitsurugi, plus he had Galatea with Orchestra Crescendo set. And then he had the Omni Negate trap card for Mitsurugi. He had Mitsurugi Prayers, and he had a set Imperm. So he had like 9 interactions. Plus, if at any time when the Mitsurugis get tributed by like the Negate card, they'll come back and then just nuke the field. So like, man, like that board had so much layering to it. Like the interaction there was just unreal. Like he had so much he could do. Like it was just really cool. Plus, obviously, he also had Lacrima to go into Requiem to get Lacrima to send Fiends Within Paradise. So he had another interruption on his opponent's main phase. Like very good, very good. Like after all said and done, he had like 10 interruptions. It was very good, very, very well layered board. I liked it a lot. I like that a lot. But yeah, a couple of the decks in the top cut were playing the Orcus cards. I think they're really good. They're not bad. You know, Dingirsu's a good card, man, and it's also Dingirsu is really easy to make with the Mitsurugis because it's a rank 8. You can make it so simply with the Mitsurugi guys, man. So it's so nice. It's so nice. It's so nice. Really cool stuff. But I am very, very interested though to see how the like. Because in 2 weeks, a new set comes out for the new season with Yummy, K9, and Draco Tail, and the game is just going to be flipped upside down. These decks are going to completely take over. Vanquish Soul was like the top deck after Malice at Nationals. The new stuff for Vanquish Soul really put it over the top, like crazy. The Field Spell and Holly Sue, just really good cards. And that deck goes really, really good with K9 as well. So that's going to be wild to see. You know, I'm just going to keep playing Blue Eyes though. You know, obviously, I'm not going to play any of the new decks. I'm going to learn them. I'll play them on stream and learn them. But I'm not going to like actually play them myself and go like to events with them. I just want to play Blue Eyes and Blue Eyes alone. And then Salamangreat as well. You know, Salad is still like my favorite deck ever in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'll always have my Salamangreats ready to rock and roll. There's actually a really good new trap card coming out in September. A new Dominus card, like Dominus Impulse, Dominus Purge. And it's, I think it'd be very, very good in Salamangreats. It's, you can activate it during either player's turn when your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or the graveyard. You can play it from your hand. And if you activate the card, you can target a monster on the field and shuffle it back to the deck and or extra deck. And then if you don't have a trap in your grave, then your opponent gets a special summon monster from the graveyard. Obviously, if they only have one monster or no monster, they can't summon anything, but you probably will just layer that within their trap. And then for the rest of the duel, if you use that card from your hand, you can't use the effects of light and dark. So it's really good that they chose the best 2 attributes to nerf. You know, obviously Salamangrate's all fire monsters, so it doesn't matter. It's really great. I read that this morning. I was like, ooh, that's a great Salamangrate card, man. Ooh, very good. And there's also a Link 2 fire monster coming out of the same set that lets you special summon monsters from your graveyard. That's a fire monster. That's the same like type of a monster you tribute on the board whose level is less than it. So it's a great way to kind of like get level 3s back for synchroing, like Code of Soul kind of stuff. I'm really thinking of some cool combos with it. And then also its other effect is once per turn when your opponent would destroy spell or traps you control, you contribute this card to negate and destroy that card. So it'll give you like an end board layered protection for your spell and traps, so your opponent can't just like stack a lightning storm on your to try and like bait out your like Salamangreat Roar, you know, or your Solemn. You know, it'd be really, one thing that Salamangreat I think always was missing was having a way to kind of have an end board piece that protected your back row. And now you can have that. And I just like, oh man, that would make me so excited when I read that this morning. I was like, oh dude, let's go. Yeah, being able to full combo, because you can always end on a link too as your end board. Usually I would do Sprite Sprint to be able to have an additional interruption by sending a material off from Mirage Stalio to bounce another monster, but I'd rather make this other card so I can still get a monster out with his effect to synchro into Horse Prince and get my Ash Blossom, but I want that effect to protect my back row. I think that's pretty good. Brandon, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Are you gonna play? Are you gonna play Edison tomorrow, man? You gonna win it? Gonna take the first place? Get that QCR Gores and Trigodia, man. I don't know. I personally would go for the Ghost Rush Dark Arm Dragon. I'd go to the finals and I would just throw. I'd be like, all right, you can win it. I'll take the Dark Arm. I'll take the Ghost for a Dark Arm, man. That card looks great. It's a cool card. But yeah, a lot of cool new cards, man. There's also you know, the other deck I really liked to play on the channel last year was Exo Sisters. That deck's getting new support too, man. It's indirect support, but it works. It's spirit. It's specifically spirit monsters, but it works with monsters that have 800 attack and or defense, which all of the Exo Sisters are in that like stat line that matter. So pretty cool. You can literally just like summon this new spirit monster unless you search out like every Exo Sister card or even the other spirits like Aratama, Sakatama. So you can just get like, and you get an additional normal summon. So you can do like 3 additional normal summons in a turn before even having to use a Martha. So you can like full combo with it before even using Martha. Like, it's pretty cool. Obviously still gets cooked by Nibiru, but whatever. it's part of the experience of playing Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Getting nibbed. But no, it's cool, man. I'm excited that a lot of the like rogue decks that I love are getting like just new tools that'll make them not necessarily like meta relevant, but like at least more playable, you know? Because I mean, Exo Sister is more playable even now because of like 7th Tachyon, 7th Ascension. Those cards are really good. 7th Tachyon literally lets you search every monster in your deck. It functions the exact same as it does in Rise EL. You just reveal the Masquerade and you can search out literally every light monster in your deck. You just honestly just want to search Martha with it, but yeah, kind of cool. Trips, you still want to try and play some Salamangrates, man? You have all the cards for that deck still, right? That deck actually won a regional like a month ago in the US Nationals, like some of the last, not the Nationals, but before the Nationals happened. Salamangrate won a regional not too long ago. And I've also seen it like top some of the Nationals around the world. And I played against it at YCS Houston, you know, like later in the tournament, man. It was cool, man. I was like, oh, yo, dude. I mean, honestly, it's like Salamangrate is a deck, in my opinion. It's one of the things like why I really love the deck and why I also really love Blue Eyes. It's a deck that'll just be good forever. It's going to be very, very hard for that deck to be the best deck or the, you know, or a top contender deck in a format. But just the deck is so well designed that it'll be relevant forever. As long as there's nothing in the deck that's banned or limited, it'll always be good. You know, the Salamangrate deck is just a very good deck. Like, it's a very well designed deck, you know? And it's just like, I love it. That's why I was so attracted to playing Blue Eyes. Not just because I love Blue Eyes so much, but I just feel like the deck is so well designed. It's going to stand the test of time. And it should just be a playable deck for, honestly, forever. Until they just really power creep it out of the game. But, you know, Salamangrate is, gosh, 2019? So, the deck's still, same with Sky Striker. The deck is still mean, Sky Striker is actually meta relevant right now. Like, it's very good. It's a top deck. Not as good as it is in Japan because we don't have Camellia or Maxi or some of the other really good cards that the OCG has legal that we don't. But even over here, though, Sky Striker deck's good. I don't think it topped at all at the Nationals here. It's not good enough. Like, Camellia really puts that deck over the top. It really needs it. That's the link, too, that lets you literally search for Engage or throw a Sky Striker card in the grave. So it's like, it's a really good way to kind of like start a combo to then combo it with, you know, Sky Striker A0, the new one from Duelist Advance, which lets you quick effect Tributor to special summon a Ray and a Rose, but also its on summon effect lets you dump or search a Sky Striker card, you know, which is really relevant, dude. Like, really, really relevant. Like, you know, being able to on summon, just like search Engage, and then if your opponent interacts with it, you can Tributor away to dodge a negate. To then bring out Ray and Rose to have two materials to go into Camellia or Zeke to like get rid of cards on the field. Great. Like, it's really good. You're down to play some Salads still. Got to put those QCR Gazelles to good use. That's true. You have a playset of QCR Gazelles, man. Everything in Japan is better? I don't know. Like, I feel like I pay a lot of attention to the OCG. Like, I'll be very honest with you. I pay a lot of attention. I don't talk about it often on the channel. I definitely don't make any content about OCG, but I read OCG stuff every week. Road to the King, every startup, every Monday. That's one of the things I do every freaking morning on Monday mornings is look at the new Road to the King stuff, look at the meta, look at the tournaments, look at the reports, the deck list, just to kind of get an idea of like what's coming down the pipeline. Because although our decks don't always reflect what is played in OCG, they typically are like the blueprint of what we're going to be expecting in 1, 2, 3, 4 months down the line, right? So I mean that's how I built my Blue Eyes deck. You know, I got all the Primite stuff and like Dominus Purges and stuff when they were worthless, when nobody wanted the cards. They were like $2 secret rares, man. No one cared, right? It was garbage. But then I was like, at the same time, those cards had just released in the OCG, and I was watching the Blue Eyes stuff just like win everything. And I'm like, God, dude, these cards are broken. I gotta buy these right now while they're worthless. And then you're like a month later, everyone's like, oh my gosh, Blue Eyes support's coming out. You know, let's go ahead and make these cards all $100 a piece. And people are like dropping $1,000 to play Blue Eyes. And I'm like, man, I spent $50 to build this deck. Like, bro, I'm chilling, man. I didn't spend crap to build Blue Eyes, dude. And all the other cards I already owned because I played Blue Eyes 10 years ago when they were like a top tier deck. You know, like Sages and Spirits and all that stuff. I already owned all those cards. But yeah. It's one of the other things too. If you pay attention to OCG, you can pick up on trends of cards before they get like crazy. Because the market doesn't always pay attention to that stuff. You know, sometimes it's a little too late. Like the Dominus Purge buyout and the Lordly Load buyout, those happened in like December, January-ish. Whereas I picked those up right when they came out in October, you know. And I mean, Dominus Purge came out in Infinite Forbidden in July, but anyways, it's honestly like, if not to like learn about the cards and the interactions or like the decks or whatever, if not just that, I still think it's worth your guys' time to look at OCG stuff because, you know, it can keep you ahead of the curve on like not losing money when playing this game, because it can keep you ahead of buyouts for sure. It's just a word of advice. You know, it's helped me in my entire career of Yu-Gi-Oh! To like be ahead of the curve in terms of like cards that are like, oh, this card's probably going to be like $100 in a couple months. So buy it now while it's like $10 or $20 or $30, you know, because it's going to be good. You know, doesn't always happen that way, but sometimes, for the most part, I would say the track record stands where usually those things kind of do that. What's up, bug? Hi. It's great. I don't know, a lot of people have been going through. Trips. Lexi says hello. And then we got Bobby and Annie. Main Phase 1, what's up, man? Good to see you. Just got here. Where did you say you get your OCG info, or is it a secret? Oh, not a secret at all. None of the information that I have or share on this channel is secret. I'm a fan of like free data, free dissemination of like content, and of like information, and like learning as much as humanly possible. Very seldomly will I ever, like, if ever, put anything behind like exclusive this or like paywall or like buy my spreadsheet or crap like that. I'm not a fan of that type of stuff. I think it's silly. You know, coaching, a different story. Like if, you know, when these like YCS champs go like, oh, join my masterclass for $100 and like become a YCS champion, that stuff, okay, I get it. Like, you are a very good player and you can make some money teaching people how to be better players. Go for it. But like other stuff like that, it's like, I don't know. I don't see the reason why you have to charge people for stuff like that. Like, just, I don't know. I feel like more people will be drawn to you if you like help them out more than say like, oh, I pay $25 for my spreadsheet, then you could be a better player. And even then, it doesn't help you. You're just reading numbers. That doesn't make you a better player at all. It's garbage. Like, no offense to people that go out and do spreadsheets. It's great work and information, but like just going and buying a spreadsheet is not going to make you a better player. That's like literally a part of the puzzle. You need to understand so much more about just reading numbers and combo lines. That just makes you a robot. That doesn't make you a good player. You know, and I think that's a big problem with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a lot of players just kind of are sheep and they just follow these streamers and like these spreadsheets and stuff, these combo videos, and like that's why there's like very little creativity in the decks and like archetypes and stuff like that these days. I just feel like it's so different than it used to be, man. That's another reason why I like Edison and stuff so much more than modern Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like way less cookie cutter. Or Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be way less cookie cutter because there was more creativity. But I think it's just because it's the way that we have access to information in such different ways now, where back in those days, the internet didn't exist like it does now. Like, YouTube was barely existing. Nobody was Yugi-tubing. Maybe people like Cordero or, you know, Slim and Asian Persuasion, these old school dudes, you know, they were starting. Team APS, you know, they were starting back in the day. But, you know, it wasn't like just everybody can just pop on and just record on their phone and just like put up a beautiful video in 4K and call it a day, right? It just wasn't a thing. So it's like your access to information was very different. You had to go and like look at reports and read information through Konami's websites because like that's how you got your deck lists and blah blah blah. And back in the day, that was TCG Player. You know, for those of you that aren't old heads like me, TCG Player didn't used to be a market website. It used to be like an article site where like that's where like players would go and like post stuff. You know, people are like Adam Korn and like Joji Orlando and Fraser Smith, like all the pros back in the day. They would go and post and create these beautiful things on there. And like that's how the game was covered, that there were deck lists, event coverage, and like strategy guides, and like how to play a deck, and like you could make decks as a player and get them rated by like everyone in the community. It wasn't just like go to TCG Player to buy cards. That wasn't a thing. It was a very different experience back in the day. Pojo too, yeah, Pojo was very similar to that. Yep, for sure. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, main phase 1 is a great place for Yu-Gi-Oh! Information. I actually have that in my Discord. For those of you who join my Discord server, Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization is built into my server. Literally every time that website publishes an article, it pops up in my Discord server for you guys to read. Everything. Literally anytime that website posts something, it pops up in my Discord for you guys to read. So you always can keep up to date with anything news related to Yu-Gi-Oh! It literally updates live. But Road of the King is a great one to update for OCG specifically. Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization doesn't necessarily cover the game per se. It covers the products or like release schedules of stuff across the world, or events. It doesn't cover decks or strategy or the gameplay that much, if at all, right? Where Road of the King is specifically that. It's a guy that compiles all of the data from deck lists from like Taiwan, China, Korea, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, technically Australia's Oceanic, but he could play OCG and TCG, etc. Philippines, whatever. It compiles all that data and makes like a spreadsheet, and then also makes like pie charts, and then also just like types up stuff about like the decks and like what's going on each week in the OCG, what's adapting, what's changing, what's winning, what's losing, what's in favor and not, you know, things like that. It's very, very useful as a player. And I think honestly, if you want to get, you know, better and definitely ahead of the curve as a player in Yu-Gi-Oh! In TCG, you should be reading that type of stuff as well. because it's just super helpful. Like, honestly, I've thought of like making content like that on my channel, like just making like weekly videos recapping Road to the King and just like what's coming in the OCG to kind of give you guys my like 2 cents about what's coming out or how the decks are going to shape up, like what sets to pick up. You know, like I haven't really touched into that side of the channel before in terms of like future knowledge, or definitely like not in like investing in cards or anything like that outside of like a collectible perspective. But you know, maybe that's some type of content I could do that could be helpful for the audience. Because like I'd be more than happy to teach and instruct. You know, before I, you know, was doing any of this content stuff, I actually used to be I was a teacher at university while I was doing my graduate school. I taught tons of different classes at university level, so I'm really good at and comfortable with teaching and instructing and helping people, and that's why I have a huge passion for Yu-Gi-Oh and helping people grow in Yu-Gi-Oh, and why I even started my channel in the first place is because I just want to share my love of it, but also help people get better at this game. Like people have helped me get better at this game. You know, I may not be a YCS champion or a national champion or world champion, but man, I've got plenty of accolades behind my belt. If you want to play that game of, oh, are you worth listening to? Are you good enough because you did top of YCS? You know, I've won so many regionals, top national. I've done so much stuff, dude. My accolades are fine. You know, I'm not here to like, you know, be like, oh, you know, I'm gonna throw my weight around kind of thing. Like, doesn't matter to me. To me, that stuff is irrelevant unless it's like, you know, your content is built around that, which is not. My content is not built around like, gotta get good, best at the game, blah, blah, blah. And that's not my story with Yu-Gi-Oh! It never was. I've never tried to become the best player, be a top player in terms of like, I want to go be a national champion or a world champion. I've always just liked the game and I've just been good at it along the way, which is like, cool, it's nice. And I've helped people get better, right? And it's kind of a cool thing I can help do on this channel. How long have I been doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Content? 2 years, main phase one. Just 2 years, man. Just 2 years. Just actually had my 2-year anniversary like a month ago. Can't wait for the next set opening. Oh yeah, me too. That's gonna be in 2 weeks, man. Yeah, I'm working on acquiring a whole case of it. It's a little hard one to get from like the sources I usually get product from, because it's a hot product. Everyone wants Justice Hunters, dude. So I'm just hoping I can get at least a case sent our way. Because that one's gonna be big. That set's gonna be insane, absolutely nuts. Because then after that, Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna be pretty dry up until the end of August, and that's just gonna be retro, old Yu-Gi-Oh only, which, you know, I love a lot. That's Retro Pack 2 reprint is coming out at the end of August in retail stores. Just like they did for last year, they did the Retro Pack 1. And we opened a ton of that on the channel, and we actually almost 100% of the set. I'm only missing like a couple cards, dude, to fully complete that entire set. And I want to do the same thing with Retro Pack 2. I want to just rip packs on streams and videos and stuff, and just see how close we can get to finishing that set while it's in print. And then after that, September is when the like tournament season is going to be in like full swing again. Technically regionals will start in August, but September is like normally when like stuff gets really like going again. And that's when we're going to have the next core set, Doom of Dimensions, and also the Megatons. September is going to be a big month. A lot of product and also a lot of playing. And then after that's going to be October. I don't see any products being released yet in October as of yet, but we do have a YCS in October in Anaheim, California. I am currently planning on attending this one as my only YCS for the rest of the year. Obviously, my baby's coming very soon, so I won't be playing any events for a hot minute. But hopefully I can make it to that YCS in October. I think it's October Ooh, let me look at the count. I think it's October 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. I think it's the first weekend of October. Let me actually like go and look at it up on the Konami stuff. 1 second. Let's check. Let's check. If I do go to that YCS, I'm unsure if I'm going to be playing Modern or Time Wizard. It really depends, I guess, how this time travel shenanigans unfolds. You know, I mean, I'll try time travel, the like modern version of Edison or whatever. I'll try it. You know, obviously, like I would rather play old Edison or the original Edison any day, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I do go to that YCS, if I'll play main event or if I'll play Ultimate Time Wizard. If they're even still doing Ultimate Time Wizards at that point, we'll even see if that's even a thing. But we'll see. But more so, I probably will be leaning towards playing the main event and playing my Blue Eyes, obviously. Actually, when I went to YCS Houston, it was really cool to go there and like obviously play Blue Eyes and stuff. But also, like, it was really cool to meet like some of you guys. Like, it was really surreal. Like, because that's the first time I've gone to an event since I started my YouTube channel, and it was really cool to like be there walking around and dueling, and like people from like our YouTube channel were like recognizing me and coming up to me and like wanting to meet me, and it was like, whoa, like that was like, I'm not even anything remotely big, I'm so small like as a creator, but like it was so cool, dude, to like have like people come up to me like, oh my god, bro, like Dazu, what's up, man, like I love your content, I love your videos, or I love your streams. And I was just like, wow. Really, really like humbling to kind of experience that, man, at a YCS. It was really, really cool.
I see.
Holy crap, bro!
I had
what was
no
that?
idea that you were such a big fan.
Oh, it's Miguel coming in, man, with the super chats, bro. What's up, dude? Oh my gosh, get some love in the chat from Miguel, guys. This guy. Get some love in the chat, Miguel. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. What a gamer, dude. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you, man. How you doing, dude? So good to see you, man. There's Miguel with his beautiful Kaiba Man badge in the chat. Mr. Channel member. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate that so much. I'm so happy to see you, man. Welcome in. Juan says, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since I was a little kid, like many others. Got into TCG slowly around 2011, 2012. Ooh, one of the best times ever. Wow, one of the best times in the game. That's one of my favorite blocks of history of Yu-Gi-Oh right there. Oh man, that was a great time. Yeah, 2011, man, I was playing Six Samurai, Black Wings, Gladiator Beasts. I really wanted to play X Sabers, but just couldn't get the cards for it. And then I played Synchro, obviously Plant Synchro, Tengu Plant. And then once Photon Shockwave came out at the end of that year, I switched over to Dino Rabbit, and I played Dino Rabbit all of 2012, man. I was cooking with that deck. First regional I played in January 2012, Los Angeles, California. 1,200 player regional, guys. 1,200 player. We used to get over 1,000 players all the time in California back in the day. The regionals were like basically YCSs out there. And I got top 8 at that event. I went 9-1. Literally lost the final round at table 2 to Chainburn of all decks, because I was a 5-head and I took Royal Decree out of my side deck the morning of the event. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna play against Chainbird today, dude. No way. And literally round 10, man, I played against Chainbird and I got cooked, bro. He double dimension walled my Logia, burned me for 48. I was like, son of a gun, bro. Wrecked. I like fell down on like out of my chair. I was like, my heart just boo. But it was cool. It was like huge for me. And then San Diego regionals a couple weeks later got top 16, and then Anaheim regionals got top 16, and then another LA regional got top 32. Like I was cooking, dude, with Dino Rabbit, that format, cooking. Didn't go to nationals though, because I had a really bad breakup that year, and I just kind of like went hermit mode for the whole summer and just like stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh and like everything. I just kind of like holed myself up in my house. I just wanted to be alone. I was just like super dramatic, man. Wasn't even that big of a deal. I should have gone to nationals, man. Whatever. It is what it is. I already had my travel booked too. I was gonna go on like a huge road trip with all my buddies. We're gonna drive across from Cali out to the West Coast. I think it was in Chicago that year. Right, it was in Chicago or somewhere over there in like the Midwest area. But yeah, I just like bailed out last minute because I was just like too heartbroken to go play. Like, what an idiot, dude. I should have gone. Should have fired me up to go play even more, you know? Jazz it up. Dude, we got the emote on now, Miguel. Check the emotes, brother. I put the jazz it up emote. It's on now. Here, I'll pull it up here as well. There it is. I added it on, man, for Jazz. He came by earlier today. I don't think he saw the emote though. He just came by for a second and then he had to go. But hopefully, I'm sure he'll see the emote when he comes in next time, you know. But we literally made that emote just for him. One of our channel members, his name's Jazz, and he got his own catchphrase, "Jazz it up," like Chaz Princeton from Yu-Gi-Oh GX. Because like every time he's like here in the chat, man, he goes crazy, like gifting memberships or like super chats and stuff. So like everyone always was just like Jazz, Jazz, and then yeah, he just kind of got his own thing. So I was like, I have to make an emote for this guy, man, because he's an absolute beast. But thank you so much. I'm glad to be back, Miguel. I just been hanging out, man. We just been talking, just catching up, talking about my trip and just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh and like how the game is right now. So you're coming in at the right time, man. You're coming in at the right time. You got back into the game after taking a break for years being burnt out, and you made Yu-Gi-Oh content almost a decade ago, but got burnt out too, and I'm ready to start again. I'm glad you're ready to start again. That's amazing. That's so cool. What decks you are wanting to play in the game right now, Juan? Oh yeah, pendulums were very controversial. I remember when they came out. They were like, because like when they first came out, they were like okay, you know, it was just like a couple odd ice cards and Performa Pals. They weren't really anything. And then the Pendulum Magician structure that came, and the Cleaforts came, and then the Ignites came, and then oh man, then the Perform Mages came, and then the Draco Slayers came, and oh buddy, it was over. Pendulums were just way too good. Man. What's my opinion about Sky Striker? Well, we were actually talking about them a little while ago, man. I think the deck's crazy good, dude. I think it's a great option right now to play. Sadly, we really need Camellia to be released. I am so shocked they didn't import it in Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem. That would have been the best place to put that card, and it would have been another reason to buy the set. Like that would have been a great card to help sell the set even more, because every Sky Striker player wants that card. They're literally frothing at the mouth, dude. FOMO like crazy, wanting that card to exist. Like whenever it gets printed, it's going to be crazy, dude. Like Azalea did when she came out 2 years ago. Azalea was like, woof, you know, crazy cool. But the Camellia is just a much better card. Camellia is a combo starter and an extender and spot removal. Like it's so much, such a good card. But that's the big thing that we're missing over in the TCG for the Sky Strikers to be a lot better. Because Sky Striker in OCG right now it's not the best deck, but it's a top contender. It tops a lot of events. It's not rogue, but I wouldn't consider it like a tier 1 deck. It's more like, it's not like a tier 2 strategy, if you will, tier 2-ish strategy. It definitely has its flaws, obviously. Sky Striker will always have its flaws, being weak to hand traps and massive board removal, which all of that is played in every deck. Everyone plays Mulch Armies, everyone plays Ashes. The Dominus cards are really good against Sky Strikers, bro. Like it's one of the things that even if you haven't experienced yet, but Dominus Purge and Dominus Impulse are really oof against that deck, man. Honestly, if you know how to play around the Dominus cards, you should be like able to like get ahead of a lot of players, especially Impulse. Honestly, there's like ways where you can, if you can read up an opponent having impulse, it's best to save like Ray's effect for like different times, or don't even use it, you know, on your turn. Wait until your opponent like crashes and puts it in your graveyard, and then force them to impulse. Like if they're not going to attack again, force them to impulse on their turn. Maybe, I don't know, but it is a rough card because impulse really hurts Ray when she tries a quick effect. And then obviously Purge just really hurts Engage big time. I think you could also impulse Linkage. You could also impulse Zero, the new Link, when she tributes herself to summon Ray and Rose. You know, sadly, just Sky Striker has always been really hindered by hand traps. It's just the way the deck is. Really hurts. Droll really hurts the deck, sadly. But yeah. Ash, Dominus Purge, and Dominus Impulse are big ones for that deck to kind of have to play around. But thankfully, because of Ash and Droll, you know, you do play, you know, Talons and Thrust. Obviously, with Droll, you can't really play those. You can't really resolve some of the effects of those cards. But you know, with Ash Blossom, right? It's one of the things to kind of force out. I don't know. I can teach you a lot about Sky Strikers, Miguel. I played the deck a lot. I played the deck for a couple years actually, when it was like really relevant, like tier 1, broken. And I've won quite a number of tournaments playing Sky Strikers. Even in Utah, like I was playing Sky Strikers last year when I got back into the game, and I was going and like smoking people, bro, with Strikers, man. They would get so tilted. It's one of those decks where if you don't know what to do against it, it's super frustrating because it's like the Gladiator Beast experience for people that play Edison that have no idea like how to interact with Gladiator Beast. It's the same kind of thing. It's a toolbox deck that can just literally rip your crap apart, and if you don't know what you're doing, it will just control the game every turn, and you will never be able to really recover. It's very very similar to that kind of thing. But it is pretty susceptible to hand traps. That is one of the big things with Striker, and why it's not like as good as you could want it to be, because it doesn't have a lot of extension past, unless you have the perfect hand, obviously. But most of the hands in that deck are very like weird, which is why you need your extra deck to kind of like move, you know. And that's why Camellia is so needed, because Camellia helps you play through hand traps a lot because she helps you get to end gauges. But that's also why Zero is so good, because it can play through hand traps and also like quick effect tag itself out to dodge hand traps like Imperms and Veilers and stuff. She could quick effect tribute herself away to get Ray Rose, so you can still resolve to search end gauge. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things, dude, you know. We catch up with the chat real quick. Juan says, well, TCG wise, been back for a few months, went all out on the Blue Eyes Primate and the Cyber Dragons, upgrading new cards in the deck from like 5 years ago. I haven't played Cyber Dragons with the modern cards, but Blue Eyes Primate is what I play. That's my main deck. That's what, you know, I started my like Seto Kaiba arc on my channel a couple months ago, playing that deck, and I've done very, very well with that deck. I've got a couple profiles on my channel for it. Really love that deck a lot. Blue Eyes and Cyber Dragons have always been your favorite and most competitive decks, as you understand it. Even in anime lore, Cyber Dragons happen to be the spiritual successor of Blue Eyes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Zane is basically Kaiba of GX in terms of like the duelist, even though Kaiba exists in GX. He owns Duelist Academy, right? But yeah, Zane is Seto Kaiba, basically. Cyber Dragons is so good. Honestly, if you look at like the anime, the Cyber Dragon and Cyber Dark is probably like the best deck in the entire show. Like the deck is just it's cracked. Like it's literally like meta relevant. Every card Zane plays is meta relevant, pretty much, you know, when you think about it. Like if you go back and look at Yu-Gi-Oh from back then, like Power Bond, Future Fusion, Overload Fusion, Cyber Dragons, Cyber Valleys, Cyber Dark, Cyber Phoenix, like all these cards are like actually like top tier relevant cards in decks. Like they're just crazy good. A lot of those cards were like limited on the ban list, man. Like Zayd has like the best anime deck, man. His deck actually, like, you could take that in real Yu-Gi-Oh! Like in 2006 and 2007, that was like one of the best decks in the game. It was basically Zane's deck, Ameritech OTK. It was actually like a top tier deck. Once Cyberstein was banned, everyone flocked to Ameritech OTK with triple Overload Fusion, triple Future. Well, triple Future Fusion never existed. That card got limited immediately when it was released from Power of the Duelist, but triple Overload Fusion, dude, was bust. I played that deck back in 2006. I loved it, man. Oh, dude. Ameritech OTK was crazy, man. Crazy. Whew. Broken. Yeah. Mike says, if you have one Imperm, what will you use it on, or a single Ash? Against which deck are we talking about, Mike? Welcome in, by the way. Good to see you. But yeah, which deck are we talking about to use my Imperm or Ash on? Trips has got a call tonight, man. Been fun chilling. Thanks, man. Good to see you. Appreciate it. You have a good night. I'll catch up with you later as well. Nice. Yeah, the release of the White Destiny sparked my interest to start looking into the cards, and around March I bit the bullet for the structure release and eventually gave in. I mean, it's good choice. Yeah, it's a great structure deck. And also it was so cool that like you could open up that structure deck and get a chance of getting like upgraded cards, you know, like secret rare, ultra rares to secret rares, and even to quarter centuries. Like, so cool. I really hope that next time they make a structure deck, they do that same thing, because that was a great way to sell a structure. Not only put really good staples and stuff in it, hand traps, whatever, but also like getting a chance to upgrade the cards in the deck to higher rarities was just amazing. They've only ever done that once in the TCG in the history of the game, and it was back in like the 5Ds, or no, Zexal. It was in Zexal. There was some silly starter deck, like V starter deck V whatever. I don't remember what the product was called, but actually it might have been Arc V. But they had like a little booster pack that came inside the starter deck, kind of like how One Piece does it, where One Piece has those like upgrade packs sometimes in their structures, where it had like a couple cards that were in the starter deck that you can get as ultra rares that were like commons. But like, other than that, I don't think they've ever done that in TCG. So it's really cool that they did that. Would love for them to do that again. I'll have to check out your channel, dude. And if I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'll take a look at your channel, man. 1 second. Head over to YouTube. But against Sky Striker, what would you use your hand traps on? Your single Ash or your Imperm? So if you are going second or going first, I guess is a big one. If you're going first and you're playing into Sky Strikers and you already have a board, then it really depends on what your board is of what you're going to negate. But if you're going just second and Sky Strikers going first, honestly, the best card that you're going to want to negate is going to be Engage with your Ash Blossom. Obviously, it forces you to play into talents and thrust, which is one of the things you always have to like worry about when you're playing against Striker is, will they have thrust or talent? Because that deck will always max out on thrust and talent. I mean, talents is only at 1 now, but thrust, they will play 3 copies. Because the deck is so susceptible to Ash Blossom that Engage forces you to Ash. And sadly, you kind of have to play through that. You have to negate you have to negate Engage. Engage says pick up your entire deck and just play with whatever you want, right? It searches any Sky Striker card. So that is definitely the card you need to Ash Blossom for sure. As far as Imperm goes, Imperm is really good to negate either Kagari or Shizuku. Usually you want to wait till the end phase though to negate the Shizuku, because they're not going to burn a linkage in the end phase. If you try to negate Kagari's effect to add back a card from the graveyard, you have to make sure that you can read around a linkage, because if they have Sky Striker, linkage in their hand, they're going to chain it to your Imperm, and then Kagari is going to link away for a Shizuku, and then she's still going to resolve and add back like Engage or whatever, and your Imperm is just thrown in the graveyard, right? So usually, if you just have like that one interruption, wait for Shizuku in the end phase, because a good player, like I would not burn a linkage on a Shizuku in the end phase at all. Especially if I already had multi-roll in rotation, I wouldn't care if you negated my Shizuku, man. But usually, yeah, you want to negate the Shizuku in the end phase. Because if they do truly want that, they will burn a linkage on it, and that's really good for you to not have to like play around a linkage on that turn, you know, because linkage is an OTK card. Linkage literally lets you just OTK for free. So less linkages is great. You know, if they have to like search those back with Kagari, awesome. You deleted all your videos years ago? Main phase 1. There he is. I'm subscribing right now, man. Boom. Ready to start fresh. I like it, man. Get on it. Yu-Gi-Oh time. It's Yu-Gi-Oh time. What's the future gonna hold for my channel? Oh, dude, it's gonna be great. You know, now that we're all moved in here and settled in here, I mean, I can finally start my full-time content schedule that I've been wanting to do for a while. But it's just been really difficult for me because of obviously the move, prepping for the move, and you know, my dad passing away. Like, it just kind of, a lot of stuff just kind of put a lot of hindrance on my ability to really take the channel into like the full wings that I wanted to give to it. Because like, for those that don't know, like I quit my job this last year in the summertime to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh and play it and start this channel and do this channel as like it's like working towards like my life. And it has gotten to the point where like, you know, my store and everything like keeps me going, and it's really great, and it has basically completely like replaced my old job. And I also want to put that energy and time and energy, all that stuff, into my YouTube channel and my work here as well, to also grow this to the biggest it can be for my work and for my like career, if you want to call it that. But you know, everyone that helps and hangs out and be a part of the channel, like, you're going to be a part of that story, you know. And I'm very, very thankful that I have the opportunity to do this and to be a creator and to play Yu-Gi-Oh and do these cards and all this stuff. And like, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And like sky's the limit. And you know, we've, you know, barely 2 years doing this channel. We're already almost at 4,000 subscribers, man. It's really cool how these things are moving. And I'm thankful for everyone that's like a subscriber here, that likes the videos, watches the videos. Definitely big thank you to those of you who joined the channel memberships, and also big thank you to those that have joined my Patreon, you know, as well. Like, you guys know I take very good care of you guys across the board for all of our viewers. I love to give away stuff in my videos and on my streams. I love to take care of this community. You guys do so much for me. I couldn't do this without you. So, you know, I'm not trying to get all like heartfelt and mushy on you. It's just, it's the truth. I couldn't do this without you guys. So it's like, thank you. You know, it's the least I can do is like give cool stuff away to you guys and help you guys out with your stuff, you know, especially because I have the ability to do so. But yeah, it's really cool. So like the future of the channel, Miguel, is like, you guys are gonna get my full-time content dream finally. On here, you're gonna see me like every day on the YouTube channel, whether it be a video or a live stream. You're gonna see me every day except Sunday. Sundays are my days to relax. But you're gonna see me every day, man. And we're gonna keep pushing and grinding. There's gonna be a lot of stuff, a lot of different content about Yu-Gi-Oh. I'll also even play a little bit of other card games on the channel from time to time, not as a very frequent thing, but every once in a while, because I really love the One Piece card game, and I've been getting into it. So I do want to like play a little bit of One Piece from time to time and on the channel, and maybe some other cards here and there, but for the most part, I think it's gonna be like almost 100% Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So, but yeah. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Also, I'm gonna start throwing tournaments. I'm gonna start hosting events for you guys, like, especially like with.
You can look forward to facing this.
Yeah, I look forward to facing this card. Rise, thank you so much for becoming a subscriber of the channel. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Get my grandpa's blue eyes back. You mean this card? That's awesome. Welcome into the stream, my friend. Welcome to the channel as well. Thank you so much for joining the Devastator squad. You're a legend. You're a legend. Welcome in, man. Welcome Yeah, guys, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start hosting events for you guys. So So if you want to just play some Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm gonna do stuff for Time Wizard and for Modern. Just join my Discord server. It'd be a really great way to keep up to date with like what's going on, obviously, with the channel. We just started a Discord not too long ago before I moved, so I was always happy to have more people join our Discord server. I'll put an invite link in the chat for you all if you want to join it. You're more than welcome to. But also, like I said, great way to keep up to date with like the content, the community, and also when I start doing these tournaments and stuff, you guys can join in and play there in my Discord, because that's where it's all going to be hosted through the server. I want to do stuff for both like online events, over like Dueling Book or whatever, but I also really want to do remote duels. I really love the idea of remote duels. I actually like test piloted it a little bit last summertime. It was like for all of July and August, every Saturday we would get together in my Discord, and there was like a bunch of us, like 8, 10, 12, even up to 20 people. We were just joining, and I wasn't advertising it anywhere. It was just like people that was in my Discord already. I was just like, hey, I want to play some Yu-Gi-Oh, and then people in the server would just come in and join. And it was like, this actually has a really good proof of concept as a thing, because like I've done remote duels myself through like the side deck, doing like regionals and stuff. And I love it. I think remote dueling is a really fun way to kind of like still be able to play paper Yu-Gi-Oh even if you don't have a place to play. And that was really cool. We were having people from like Israel and like Jamaica and like all these places around the world coming in and playing, because like they have nowhere to play in their country, right? Or like in their city or everywhere they are. So it was like so cool, dude, to have like people coming and playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and we were just playing on a webcam. They're just super fun. And I would love to do that again and just make that like a regular thing, because I think it's really cool. And there's sky's the limit with it. There's a lot that I can do with that. I can make a league out of it and give like prizes to people and host huge events every once in a while for like boxes or whatever. And there's a lot I could do. I have a huge document of stuff and ideas for tournaments, man. That's as we grow. But yeah, let me put the Discord link in the chat real quick for you guys that want to join the Discord. Because like this remote Yu-Gi-Oh stuff will start pretty soon. This next week I'm gonna start launching it, and I'm gonna do Time Wizard and Modern, so you guys will be able to play like Goat and Edison once a week, and then also play Modern once a week. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then I want to, like I said, monthly, like a big monthly event for each format would be really cool. And then if I do decide to set up a league at some point with like a point system where like duelists, as you play your matches, you get points over time. We could have like a playoff series, like once a year or once a quarter or whatever, for like the top duelists to go out to win some like cool exclusive like play mats or whatever, because I have the ability to make custom play mats and sleeves and field centers and things like that. So like, yeah, I would love to make just some cool stuff, like my, one of my Patreon subscribers, Synchron Explorer, he was here earlier today. Thank you so much again, Synchron, for joining the channel members 17 months in a row, man. You're absolute legend, dude. Appreciate that. But he actually had a mat made for me. I'll take the camera off real quick. You can see the whole thing. He had a play mat made for me that is literally just like my channel. The camera froze. Shiza. Hold up. There we go. But he had this playmat made for me. That's like my channel like logo and stuff. And I use it now as like our thing for when I open products or like do my profiles and whatever. Like stuff like this is really cool stuff that we can make. And you can even put like people's names on it. I could put like people's like names. I could put like Miguel, first place or whatever. The sky's the limit on like making custom gear like that. I love that type of stuff. I like branded stuff. I like exclusive, like unique items, things that like people can like have as like a keepsake. If you like win something, like you can remember it. Which is why I also like to give away a lot of cards on our channel, on our streams and stuff, like signed cards and stuff. Like when people become channel members, for example, like you get like signed copies of Kaiba Man. I mail them to you because this is like, you guys are my Kaiba Mans when you become a channel member. So. Just stuff like that. I like to sign cards from time to time, and just fun, I kind of like to just make the experience more as much what's the word, unique, I guess, but also exclusive as possible for people, for that just like want to take that extra step to, like, if you do want to like spend money on my channel, like I will give you cool stuff for it, because like you don't have to do that. Right. So yeah. Yeah, we got a couple new channel members today. I get to sign some Kaiba-mans to send their way, man. I'm super stoked. I love these things. Yeah, something we just started right before I moved. On our 2-year anniversary stream, we are talking about it, and then a bunch of people were just like getting their Kaiba-man signed and sent to them, and they're like super vibing on it. It's really cool. Don't expose you. Shh. I mean, you expose yourself in the chat, bro. Like, you got the Kaiba-man badge right there, dude. It looks so clean, man. Looks so good. I'm happy I was able to figure out how to do this. Like, make an actual like chat thing show up on the screen that shows the YouTube stuff, where it actually shows like the badges and the emotes and everything. Because like the way I had it before through like stream elements, you know, for some reason all the stuff for YouTube, it doesn't work right. It either just doesn't show the badges or definitely doesn't show emotes. But like for Twitch, everything's like flawless, of course. But you know, for the YouTube side, I finally figured out a way to do it for the YouTube. Exactly, like back before, it would just say like it would just show the emote name. It wouldn't show the emote on the screen. I'm so happy I could finally show it on the screen, man. It's like, oh, it made me so happy today when I figured out how to do that. You looking forward to talk about Blue Eyes builds and Tekken strategies? Absolutely. Yup. I got to start checking out the stores here. I spent a good amount of time today learning about like the stores around North Carolina, kind of like where to go, what to check out. Actually, one of our channel members, super nice guy. He actually was helping me like find out about a bunch of these places, and it was really cool to kind of like I don't know, have someone like reach out and just be like, yo dude, you know, you moved to the same state as me, like bro, let's I'm gonna get you like into the Yu-Gi-Oh scene, man. So like I got put into a Facebook group and started meeting all these people, and like it was really nice. And I just got to see like all the stores. There's so much, man. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is so crazy big here, man. Like there's a lot of stores that do it, and like all the stores run it like 2 to 4 times a week. Like it's like huge. And he said that the tournaments are big. Like they play like 4, 5, 6 rounds, dude, like locals. Like that's crazy. You know, every event in Utah was always three rounds. That was it. 3 rounds and you're done. 4 rounds if it was like really really if you're really lucky, or if the players wanted to play a 4th round. But that was almost never. Which for me, I always wanted to play more. I wanted to play a 4th round, or like do like a top cut, like top 4 or whatever, or top 8. But like people just wanted to just get their 3. They just wanted to play the 3 rounds and go home. And it's like, I get it. It's late, you know. But like, man, I'm here to play, bro. I'm here to play Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I ain't here to just come and like get a couple OTS packs and go home. I'm here to play, man. So that was one thing that I was, to be honest, hard for me to kind of get used to in Utah, especially coming from California, dude. We're like, people, we would get together, we would play literally for like 12 hours, man. Like 12-hour local days. We would do like back-to-back tournaments because there were so many people. We're like, let's just run another one. We got nothing else going on today, Saturday. Let's do it again, man. Shop owner's like, sure, got the space, let's do it. Yeah, a good friend of mine used to run a shop in Cali. Super great guy. He ran it for a while, and I used to go to every Saturday, man. He would run 2 events every Saturday back to back. He'd do a win a box, and then he'd do a normal locals for, you know, to win like credit for the store, or like take home like a bunch of packs or whatever. And yeah, dude, we would run those back like just back to back just for years, just every Saturday, man. We would be getting 40, 50, 60, almost 100 players, dude, coming to these every weekend. Like it was so sick. Like we would be there literally all day just playing, and it was so much fun. It was a great local experience, and I was just like, there was nothing like that in Utah. Like the players in Utah just like, there was no store that was like that, where the Yu-Gi-Oh was just like so dominant, where they were just like just dying to play more, like doing multiple tournaments a day. Like that wasn't a thing, which is okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just like, that's what I was used to. And then coming to like a different thing, I was like, oh, something just kind of more chill. It was more like laid back. Yu-Gi-Oh was definitely more laid back experience kind of thing, and I vibed with it, honestly. I really liked it because it allowed me to play in a very different way. I got to play more fun decks, more casual decks, more rogue decks, you know, and kind of explore Yu-Gi-Oh a little more outside of only meta, because like people wanted to play more chill, and I thought that was so cool. I really like that. I really like that. I'm gonna miss it, man. But yeah, I'm gonna miss the Utah scene. Come back and visit when I get the chance to. Really good place, dude. The two stores that I played at and like did a lot of stuff with when I was there. It was called Game Grid Spanish Fork and Paragon City Games. Those two stores are absolutely incredible. Just amazing places, dude. Do I do Twitch as well? Yes, I do. I do Twitch as well. I actually used to be a huge Twitch streamer, man. 2020, 2021, and 2022, I was a huge Twitch streamer. I had like 12,000 followers and like 1,000 subscribers a month, and we would have like 70, 80, 90, 100 plus viewers playing Star Wars games or like single player Let's Plays, Pokemon, TCG from time to time. It was a lot of fun, and I stopped doing it. So kind of it really burnt me out, because I kind of just like turned my whole life into Twitch for a few years, and it was a lot, dude. Kind of really took a hold of me. So I just kind of like quit, just cold turkey a couple years ago, and just took a break from all the content and stuff. And then I just decided to just get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And the 25th anniversary products came out, you know, like the LOB boxes and the legendary collection and crap like that. I was like, oh my god, dude. Because I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2019 when I got back from Israel to start my second wave of grad school. I didn't think I would, you know, be able to play anymore. So I was like, oh, I'll just stop playing. And I had a great time in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll call it done here. And, you know, started grad school again, and then COVID happened, and then I just was like, I got into Twitch, and then it just took off really fast, like way fast. And I got way too big, way too quickly. And it really took a hold of me, and it was hard. Like, it was really hard, like, once it started to like switch around, you know, for me. And it was like, yeah, it was a lot to experience, to be honest. Yeah, and I just kind of just was working my normal jobs. You know, my normal job was working at a bank for a long time, and a very nice job. Then I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And just started the YouTube channel 2 years ago, and just kind of like slowly was just having fun with it. And then last year it really started to take off. We got partnered and all that stuff, and then yeah, it's just I decided, screw it, man. I'm just gonna just push everything I can into this now, you know, and just do what I can to make this my life. And here we are, you know, just working my butt off. And it's fun. It's really fun. It truly is like really, really cool to be able to do. And like, I just can't wait to see the YouTube flourish and take off and just get wings, you know, to the point where like my old Twitch was. And yeah, it's sky's the limit, you know. It's like the moral of the story, right? Sky's the limit. As long as you have the like thirst and the passion to do it, you know, put those two things together and you have the strong work ethic, you can make anything possible. I'm a very strong advocate for that. You know, if you want something, go get it. Work your butt off, make it happen. You know, nothing's easy. It's very hard. And this is a very hard space to be in, you know. But I'm very, very, very happy with like what we've been able to accomplish together. And I just happy that I get to actually like do something around my favorite thing in the world. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been the biggest thing in my life, other than my family and my wife and my soon-to-be child coming. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been like a huge part of my life, dude. Literally since 2002, since it came out. You know, I've seen so much of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like all my best friends met in Yu-Gi-Oh! All my like good close friends relationships, business relationships met through Yu-Gi-Oh! Bought my first car through Yu-Gi-Oh! Through prize money from Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments. You know, started my first businesses through Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, like traveled the world. Literally, I've been to almost every state in the United States. I've been all over Europe and like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's just because like it's like I don't know, it's cool. It's cool that I get to kind of like sit down, and now like my goal isn't to just grind and play and like go and like try and win a bunch of events. Now it's just like I just want to do the opposite. I want to like just grow a brand around the game and around an identity. And like Seto Kaiba is always my favorite character, so it's like it was a given for me to like take on this persona when Blue Eyes was meta relevant this year. Because before it, you know, I was like just myself, right? And it was like there was nothing Blue Eyes themed on my channel, but like other than like my Blue Eyes White Dragon cards. And then over the course of this last year, as a bunch of products have come out with Blue Eyes White Dragons in it, and I've been pulling Blue Eyes White Dragons like all the time, you know, and everything. Like, oh, LOB we pull Blue Eyes, and then oh my gosh, Retro Pack we pull Blue Eyes, and the Tins we pull Blue Eyes, and Rarity Collections we'll pull Blue Eyes, and then Blue Eyes Structure Deck. All right, man, I guess I gotta be, you know. So, you know, it's coming together. Terminal, good to see you. Welcome in. Let me catch up with the chat real quick, man. Hold up. Good to see you, man. Where's the pup camera? They're right there. They're just laying on this bed behind me. There's Marlon and Penny. They're chilling. Both the puppies are here. Terminal says, those are the days, man. It might sound cheesy, but you gave me some great memories and stuff to look forward to during the pandemic. It was really great. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. I was very happy that I was able to give a lot of people an escape from just the garbage reality that we had of the pandemic times. Like I was very thankful that I was able to like literally make a crazy comfortable living just playing video games for almost 3 years straight. And like not only that, but like provide really great entertainment for people. Because one of the big things I'm an advocate for is for like your mental health and for stuff like that. And I've run a lot of charity initiatives on my old Twitch channel for like Mental Health America and things like that. You know, I was kind of like one of the main focuses of my work was to kind of like bring a place where everyone can come together and just enjoy themselves and be happy to be themselves and like be lifted up by each other, not as a place where you're gonna be like crapped on or like looked at or judged or anything like that. And it's kind of the same kind of mentality I have with my Yu-Gi-Oh content and Yu-Gi-Oh channel, although I'm not like very upfront about it in that way with the same type of verbiage, but the idea and the ethic and the morality is exactly the same, you know. Which is why my channel is like encompasses all of Yu-Gi-Oh and will be continuing to encompass all aspects of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's not a very one specific part of Yu-Gi-Oh, because I want to include everybody around Yu-Gi-Oh that wants to enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Because I love Yu-Gi-Oh so much and I want to talk about everything about Yu-Gi-Oh, not just the meta decks or about Time Wizard decks or about only opening booster packs. I want to do everything, right? So nice. I've done Twitch as well. Got to a bit over 1,000 subs. Nice. I was going crazy, but not going from 0 to having an audience even small means a lot. It sure does. I remember that. I remember when I got affiliated. I remember I was getting the first subscribers and like getting those founder badges. And gosh, I remember when I hit 1,000 subscriptions the first time. It was like a big thing, dude. Like holy moly. We had like a counter like counting down. People were just like gifting subs. And it passed 1,000 like right at my birthday that year. And I was like, oh man, this is insane, bro. It's crazy. Twitch is brutal. Those who do lives know is a whole different beast and shorts. Sometimes I did it. Yeah, Twitch is brutal. It really is. Like since I started back on Twitch a couple months ago, like I brought back my old channel. Because like when I left, I took it down. Like I literally just like I pretty much deleted the channel. You know, took down all of the, because I was just like, I'm like done with this kind of thing. You know, I was walked away from it. And it took away all the like subscribers and followers and everything. So when I reactivated it a few months ago, came back to like just from starting from square one, and it's very difficult. It's very hard, right? I was like, how did I even do this in the past? You know, but I don't let that bring me down. You know, like I actually been enjoying it, starting over with it. It's been kind of liberating and fun. That's why I think I've really liked starting this YouTube channel, because that was also starting from square one. It was really liberating and also really cool to do something different. You know, I think the thing I love most about YouTube over Twitch is I don't have to be doing lives all the time. The lives are like extra, you know, they're like bonuses. They're like fun moments where like if I get the time to do this, or if I want to open a bunch of product with you guys live, or you know, I want to show you something live, I don't have to, you know, it's just extra. And I think that is something that definitely lacks with the Twitch side of things, is that, It's like, it's live or die, right? The burnout is real, and that for me, the burnout shows when you go too hard and it can skein up on you when you slowly stop until you don't care any decision never taken. The decision to take a break or quit happened to me gradually when I did not have a balance. That's right. The balance is important. That's one thing I've learned, you know, as being a content creator, whether it was I doing the Twitch stuff or starting the YouTube stuff, the balance is very important. You need to be able to balance yourself, balance your life, you know? Nothing is more important than your content. Is the mentality that you don't want to give to yourself. You don't want to say like, this is number one and always, it needs to be number one. Like this is like, yes, it's important, especially if it's like you're living and your job. Of course, it's important. It's your livelihood. But at the same time, you need to balance it with the other stuff, right? You need to be able to have time for your family, time for your, you know, your dogs, your children, your friends, your loved ones, right? It's important. It's very important, you know, not to like include them in your stuff and make content for them. You know, that's very different, right? Yo, CPT Butt White, my man, what's up, brother? Good to see you, dude. Glad to meet you through YUGIOH too. Of course, Miguel. I appreciate it, man. I think we're caught up now. Okay. For me, Blue Eyes has taken over my competitive and casual YUGIOH experience, both in Master Duel and TCG. That's right, it's in Master Duel. I think I have to install Master Duel now so I can start playing Blue Eyes on it. That's right, it's on there. I don't get too much TCG play from situation, but a lot of Master Duel. Okay. A Terminal says, I don't know the first thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! I just like listening to you talk about stuff you like. I appreciate that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Interestingly enough, grinding Blue Eyes and Master Duel translates to the TCG after doing Max C, Appaloozas, and other nonsense, plus helps to learn and not to misplay. That's true. You're still doing Twitch just for fun as I always have. I still love it. Yo, I didn't know that. Hold on, let me pull up my Twitch, man. I'll grab you. I'll follow you again. That's another thing too, is I took down my channel. I have to refollow everybody too. And same goes for everybody else. You have to refollow me if you want to go back on my Twitch. It's the same name as it was. Like I'm just like on my YouTube. It's Dawson's Adversary. It's the same as it used to be. I need to like reconnect and find like all of my great streamer pals, man, that I used to like watch and hang out with. I've been slowly finding some of you guys again on Twitch, and it's been great, dude. It's like popping in like to the chats, and they're just like, oh wow, bro, dude, it's Dawsy, what the heck, man? Or like it's just fun to listen to, you know. It's great because there's a lot of time in my day where I'm just like working, you know, like doing like my listings for my store or my shipments or my orders from customers and stuff, or just like working around the house or sorting cars or whatever. And it's like I love listening to YouTube videos, but I also really like to listen to watch you guys all following the YouTube or the Twitch up there. I really like to listen to streamers. You know, in the past, that was one of the big things. I used to love to do stuff with like content creators, especially ones that were like, you know, people that looked up to me and stuff. I like to go and like shadow raid their streams. You know, I'd get like a bunch of people into my chat, like out of just quietly, and just raid in with like 50 people out of nowhere, and they'd be like, oh, you know, they'd like fall out of their chairs and stuff, or go in and just like gift like subs or whatever. Or I just love to listen to the channels and to people. Like, it's been really fun finding a couple of you guys again and like listening in on your streams, and like it's great. I do miss that a lot, because like I don't know, I really truly love and enjoy like people's passions and people's, especially for like people that do live streaming, because it's one of the hardest things to do is to go live. You know, it's one thing to go and make a video because it's just like you can take as many takes as you want until you like it, right? But with the live stream, it's not the same, you know. It takes a very different type of like personality or like courage to get up, especially if you're gonna be going on camera or talking or both, you know, because there are streams that don't talk. There's also streams that don't go on cameras, right? So it's like it takes a lot of courage to do it, and that's why I love listening and watching creators, man. And I also take inspiration from people, even if people are like they have 2 viewers, you know, or like 100 viewers. It doesn't matter to me. The size like of the people's channels and stuff never matters to me. Like I don't you know, even back in the day when I had like 12,000 followers on Twitch and 1,000 subscribers a month, I thought I was a small streamer. Like, I just like that, to me, that's not that big. And it's like, it's big, but it's not big. And there's plenty of people out there that are way higher than all that stuff in every aspect. And it's just like, I'm not trying to be modest or something like that. It's just also like, I never got to the spot where I was just like, I'm better than you, or you're too small, I don't want to talk to your channel, or I don't want to work with your channel. Or I am always willing and happy to work with anybody and talk to anybody, regardless of how many followers, subscribers. I don't care. What I care about is the ability to talk and work with you and enjoy being with you. That matters to me. Relationships matter to me so much more than numbers and analytics and stuff like that, you know? Because like, I've been used. I've had a number of people work with me to just use me for my platform, to even steal people from me. I've also helped people grow and used my platform to grow other people, right? But to me, it's a little bit of like give and pull with both ways. But you know, I don't ever like see myself as, you know, when people always like make the joke of like, oh, when you get big, don't forget about me. And it's like, it's pretty hard to. And that's one of the things like I've seen, you know, people like Terminal or Captain Buttwipe and like Coach Vader and some of these guys that I remember from Twitch from like 3, 4, 5 years ago, you know, I'll never forget. These guys are like super memorable and been around and like super supportive and stuff. I'm not going to forget, you know, because it's hard to forget people that are like not necessarily like only like active, but it's hard to forget people that like make an impact, right? And that could be simply just like coming in and talking in the chat for me, you know? So anyways, long-winded speech, but you guys are awesome. You're all awesome. Moral of the story, right? Thanks guys as well. Appreciate that. You plan to get back on Twitch again, but I want to start with YouTube first. In my current work schedule, I just don't have the time to stream videos. It'll be the only thing I can manage for now. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's great. Honestly, dude, if I could like literally go back in time and start over from square one, if just in general, I would start with YouTube first every time. After now doing both platforms from nothing, YouTube was significantly more rewarding. Not necessarily in terms of like the potential of like, viewers or clicks or money or anything like that, but mostly just on like the ability to do it on your own time is more manageable. You can also, obviously, like I said before, you don't have to be like on all the time kind of thing. What I mean by that is not like on like online, but I mean like on it, like your persona, your mentality, you know, like on it, you know, because like I had a very specific like personality and like energy about me when I was on Twitch before, and the days I would come on when I was like not feeling the best, it was very apparent, you know, and people would like question that, and like some people would get turned off by it and leave, or they would be like too probing about it, and then, you know what I mean, like that's a very different experience of like the curated content versus the live content. Is like you can kind of not have to worry about, you could be having a bad day but still come in and make a badass video, right? You can come in and sit down and just like get into the mindset and just boom. Whereas if you go live, that might not be the case, man. It might take you a little while to shake off that rust while you're like live with people, you know, because I know a lot of streamers too also put a lot of stock into like how many people are here. Oh, there's no one talking in chat. Oh my gosh. Or, oh my God, I only have 2 viewers right now, and yesterday I had 50. What happened? You know, like that kind of stuff. It's always in your back of your mind. These little like crickets going like, where's the people? Where's the people? Where's the people? You know, and you know, for some people that's like drives their mental state to the point where it's like, that's why they don't do it, or that's why they have a hard time, or they struggle, or what, you know, whatever. God, I did not think I'd be coming on to YouTube live today talking about this type of stuff, but you know, we're talking about it, so might as well. Terminal says, honestly, you were one of the people that got me wanting to stream in the first place. The Pride helmet I wanted to give away still sits proudly behind me every time I came on. That was such a cool helmet to make. I'm always like, I actually like had some pictures when that Pride, when the like Pride timeline came by not too long ago in June, from like the stream, and I had like stuff on my Twitch show up, like it's like, oh, remember these clips? And it was like when we had the helmet, when like Savvy came in and brought the helmet in to the room. That was like, I remember that was so cool. That was such a fun giveaway to do. Competition and YouTube algorithm is brutal. It also can be very rewarding. Once you hit the, once you can hit your stride in the algorithm, dude, it's pretty wild. Like I've had some videos on this channel that were just like, whoa, man, what happened there? You know, I've had videos that were like, oh man, that was bad. What happened there? And then you have some videos that are like, holy, what happened there, man? That's crazy. You know, like I go and look at my channel real quick. You know, I've got 3 videos over 10,000 in the last year in terms of views. And then I've got quite a number of videos in the like 5,000 plus range, and then a lot in the 3,000, 4,000 range. And these are just ones that just like really hit the algorithm hard, or they have what's called, some of these videos do well because they're and this is something I can just help anyone that's like a YouTuber out there or wants to do YouTube. Their type of content is what's called evergreen content. This is type of stuff that just is always going to be relevant when someone like in the moment when the video is there can come and watch it and be like, okay, this is cool, I have value, I can learn from this. Someone in 5 months can do the same thing. In a year, 2 years, 5 years, they can come in and see that and be like, okay, this is still relevant. Like, this is great. And that's why those type of videos perform, because they will just kind of sort of be relevant forever. And the videos of mine that have done that the best, because I've styled them that specific way, are when I do reviews of speed duel products. You'd think those videos would not perform at all, but those are like some of my top performing videos are speed duel product openings, because the way that those videos are written and designed, they are designed to be evergreen content, and the things that I say in them are also very, very powerful to like grab viewers' attentions that are collectors. And also it's anime specific, so it also really hits that whole like part of Yu-Gi-Oh that is not players. It is people that just want to look at dark magicians and blue eyes white dragons and stuff like that, right? So those videos do very, very, very well because of that. You know, they're produced in that with the mentality of, this is a video that in 1 year, 5 years, whatever, people can click in and be like, this is awesome. This is cool. You know, I want these cards, right? Versus like, you know, if I make a blue eyes video, yeah, it'll do really good in the interim because like blue eyes is hot, but like over time that one video might not do well forever, right? Unless it's like the only video that exists. That's why my Exo Sister and my Sky Striker deck videos are like so popular, is because there's not a lot of content around those two decks. Especially Exo Sisters, there's like almost no content around that deck at all in the last couple years. So like my video is like, I think number 2 or number 3 like top video to search for like Exo Sister content. It's crazy. Crazy. Am I gonna multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube? Probably not on this channel though. For multi-streaming, I actually did. I set up a second YouTube account that I will do gaming content on. That is the one that I'll probably dual stream with my Twitch, because it'll be like the similar type of stuff that I want to be doing across the board. Because like I do want to have a second channel where I can game on. And I've gotten I've done a lot of research on it and done a lot of like due diligence, and I think the best approach from what I've gathered is to do a second channel for it, as opposed to doing everything all on one channel. Because the way YouTube works, unless your entire brand is built around variety, you do yourself a very big disservice by doing things that are not within the wheelhouse of what your content is around. That's just kind of sadly how YouTube works. You know, if I make a brand around Yu-Gi-Oh, I could probably get away with doing other TCGs every once in a while, like maybe a little Pokemon or a little One Piece or something, but I can't just like full go into all those all the time, right? Same with like doing games. I can't go and play like Battlefront 2 or like, you know, Overwatch or whatever, Warframe and stuff. Because like it wouldn't work. YouTube would be confused, right? It'd be confused as to like what are we showing? Like what are we giving to your audience, right? Like when we're promoting your videos on the algorithm to push to new videos, new impressions and new viewers, what are we showing, right? Are we trying to prioritize finding you people that like Warframe or people that like Blue Eyes White Dragon or what, right? So that's one of the things I've really learned about YouTube. So you got to be very, very specific as what you do to be consistent and successful with it. Which is why when you look at these big creators, that's why they have like a bunch of different accounts for different things, because that's just how YouTube works. Whereas if you go to Twitch, people just do whatever they want all the time on Twitch, because that's literally the meta of Twitch. Twitch is literally variety 24/7, right? Not a lot of people these days are just like one tricks on Twitch. It's kind of really not a thing anymore unless you're a pro gamer for like a specific game. But like otherwise, like a lot of the big names, they're variety creators all the time, right? Oh yeah, Battlefront 2 was blown up. I played it a few months ago. Dude, it was a blast. Holy moly. Yeah, I answer the question. I still have my armor. I don't have it here. I just moved here to this new place last week, and we didn't bring most of our stuff here, obviously. Like it's in other places because we're only here for like a short period of time, most likely. So I just brought one helmet. I brought my tank trooper helmet. It's the only one I brought. It's my favorite helmet. So I brought one that I will put on from time to time, you know. But I did bring my Imperial Officer jacket and my Imperial Officer hats. I could pop those on too. But yeah, Battlefront 2 was a blast, dude. Yeah, we popped it on Twitch. And dude, the number of people that rolled out of the woodworks, man, was unreal. Like so many, dude. It wasn't just like 2 or 3 or 5. It was like 20 or 30 people from literally 2020 and 2021 when we played Battlefront literally all the time. Saw that I was playing it on Origin and went and found my Twitch again and came on, and it was like, whoa, it was popping. I was like, oh my gosh, this is weird. Like, I feel like I just stepped back in time. It was like names that I have not seen since those years in Battlefront, you know. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Yeah, they saw me in game, they saw me on Origin playing, and they literally went back on Twitch and found my stream and like refollowed me and stuff and were like playing with me. It was like wild, man. It was like crazy cool. Crazy cool. Juan says it's tough to diversify in one single channel successfully, especially for the people who quit Yu-Gi-Oh but don't want to quit your content. Diversifying with a different channel helps there as well. Yeah, I took a lot of inspiration from it from a couple people. I think Ruxin is a big one. I think he does a very good job of diversifying his types of content that he does. Like he loves a lot of different things, but he doesn't do all of that on his main channel. You know, he loves Pokemon almost as much, if not more, than Yu-Gi-Oh. But does he do Pokemon on his main channel? Very rarely. Like maybe a couple times a year he'll open some boxes on his main channel. But otherwise he has his Pokemon channel and he has his Twitch where he does his Pokemon like Nuzlocke, right? And then he also has like his other channels where he does stuff that he likes to talk about sports, where he likes to do his live reacts, where he does like just chatting segments, you know, like I was like, I like that. That is a very good way to do it. You could always like try to tie them all together by just like promoting it a little bit here and there. Like, oh, if you like cards, yeah, check out my channel. Or, you know, we've been talking about like my videos. I will promote my gaming channel. Oh, you want to watch games? You know, you watch me on my gaming channel or on my Twitch, right? You know, but I'm not gonna like go crazy promoting it because it's not gonna, I don't want that to take over. It's very much gonna be my secondary thing. You know, I want this to be my main focus, right? But wait, let me drop the channel in chat. You guys can subscribe to it if you'd like to. My secondary YouTube channel. Give me a second, I'll drop it in the chat. It's such a unique name. It's literally just my name, but it just has gaming at the end, man. I'll drop it in the chat. Here you go. You guys are welcome. Welcome to subscribe to that one. That'll be the channel that I do gaming stuff. So this is gonna be, you know, stuff like Pokemon, Zelda, challenge runs. You know, like I'm a huge fan of doing randomizers for like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I love those. I also really love like Roguemon, Ironmon, those like hardcore Pokemon things, but also just like good story games. You know, I want to play Pokemon Legends Arceus on that channel to get ready for Pokemon AZ coming out pretty soon, or ZA. I also, you know, I didn't get to play Tears of the Kingdom when it came out, so I really want to play through that, because I did play Breath of the Wild on my, that was like the last thing I did on Twitch before I quit, you know, 3 years ago, was I played Breath of the Wild, and that was a blast. So I definitely want to play Tears, man. But yeah, we'll do a lot of stuff over there. I might make videos also on the channel from time to time of like condensed versions of playthroughs, or like, you know, like if I do a really cool, like this is like Ocarina of Time randomizer run or a Pokemon run or whatever, shorten those down from like a, you know, long VOD to, you know, like 30 or 40 minutes or an hour long video of just like stuff that's good, you know. Yeah, a guy that I love to watch for that type of content, who actually is like another one of my inspirations as a content creator, is a guy called Majin Phil, like Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z. Phil is his name, and super cool guy. He's honestly like the Canadian version of me. I've had a few people like make a reference for him to me before, or like people I've had watch him, like, God, dude, like you guys are like so similar. And it's like, it's not why I like him. I like him because he's good at what he does. And I really, really, really like how he runs his stuff. I think he has a very, very good grasp on how to really grab people's attention with his content. Especially, I'm trying to find a better playlist of music. One second. Where is our Yu-Gi-Oh playlist? There it is. Yeah, I got put on the Duel Links music, man. Duel Links music's a vibe. But he does a very good job of like doing these like challenge runs and like having a hyper specific like goal with one, with a specific run, and then he does a very good job of like condensing those down to like a story and like an hour-long thing that was like a 12-hour video, you know. It's very good. I really like that idea. But he's also just he's just funny. He's just funny. But I don't know. I'm in the like spot now where it's just like I'm ready to explore. I'm ready to like do just to kind of like do a lot of other things and get moving again, you know, especially now that like I'm in the position where like we're moved and like settled in, and like this is where we're gonna be for a little while. And answer your question, Terminal, our new place is awesome. It's really, really awesome. Really, really nice place. Very, very thankful for the opportunity that my wife, her company gave us to come out here. This is going to be a really, really cool chapter of our lives. And, you know, we got our baby coming pretty soon. I'm so excited to be a dad. And yeah, I think I'm ready to start like putting together a video to kind of like talk about the kid and like reveal the gender and like stuff like that to you guys pretty soon here. I think it's because we know what it is. We've known what it is for like 10 weeks now. And it's been really hard to like not say anything, but you know, it's okay. And thanks for subscribing as well, guys, to the other YouTube channel. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Oh, I see Marlon. I got both the puppies still, man. This is awesome. I love it. These guys are great. You'll see them a lot too. I love having the dogs with me on streams and videos. Oh man, Terminal. When are you usually live on Twitch these days? So I know when to kind of like see you on. I can't do it. I can't. I'm not in the mood for the Duel Links music, man. Let's see here. You gotta step out. If I don't see you tonight, I'll surely see you around. Oh, of course, absolutely. I'll be. Like I said, I'll be here every day, pretty much, man. We'll be here every day. And I'm sure you'll see me on the either here or the other YouTube or the Twitch, yeah, somewhere, man. We'll be around like every day, basically. And thanks for the great chat as well. It was very nice to talk, and thanks for connecting. And I'm very excited to see what you pump out on your channel, man. Very excited to see what you got going on. Thanks for coming around, dude. Sweet. Yeah, I was actually like planning on going live on the YouTube today for only like a little bit, and then switching over to Twitch to do some like game stuff, but it's like didn't end up that way. We've just been vibing over here for a while, and it's really fun. Really nice. But I will be wrapping up here pretty soon because it is getting very late. I'm gonna have some stuff we gotta get done. But this has been a really good time. Yeah, dude, it's nice. It's nice to be, you know, it hasn't been too long since I like last was doing something on here, but you know, it feels like it's been a while. Even though, let me see, when was the last time? It was June 3rd. Yeah, June 3rd was the last time we uploaded and streamed last on June 9th. Yep. It's been a while, you know. The move was a lot of work, dude. Like, it was a lot. Moving across the country was very hard. Very hard. But we got it done. We got it done safely. That's what mattered the most. Just getting here safely. You're getting a lot better at 3D modeling for video game characters since I last seen you. Yo, you should show me some of your like work, man. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Oh, those commands actually work. I was trying to test them earlier and they wouldn't do anything. Dude, let's see. I made one for Jazz. Do they work? It doesn't work. Maybe it's disabled. Hold on. Gotta check. But yeah, that Discord one will work for sure. Let's see here. Chat. Commands. Custom commands. Oh, it's disabled. Okay, let's try. So I was curious if stream elements can no, because it's not a channel member. It can't do the emotes. Dang it. I was trying to do it through a different thing called Mix It Up, like I used to do on Twitch. All those like commands on my stream deck, but it just they don't work with YouTube very well, sadly. Oh well, I tried. But yeah, I gotta start putting some of my decks back together. Got Salamangreat and Blue Eyes gotta put back together, and obviously Synchron, what's up, dude? I see that, man. That's so sick. Yeah, that looks really incredible, man. Very nice. All right. All right. I think this is a good place to call it for the night on the stream. It's been very late, but I'll be around tomorrow for sure, man. It'll be great times. I'm super excited for all the times ahead. It's gonna be fun. A lot of fun. This has been a really great time tonight. Super nice to see a bunch of people roll through. Big shout out to everyone. So nice to see everybody. And yeah, it's just really nice. Really nice. Very excited for the days ahead. But yes, dude, see you later as well. So nice to see you again too, man. All right. Yeah, definitely enjoy the rest of your nights, and I will see you guys when I see you guys next, which will be tomorrow. So, all right, have a good one though, guys. It's been awesome. Been awesome as always. Good night to you too, Synchron. Appreciate you.